were indicted could then seek financial relief.
Now that is then State Senator Brandon Beach speaking before a House committee earlier this year. President Trump's Georgia attorney, Steve Sadow, says he does plan to seek reimbursement. It's estimated those fees could push past $10 million. Could be a defining day indicator on how the city selects its mayor.
The commission's considering a couple of recommended changes. Instead of selecting the mayor themselves at the start of every year, they could either choose someone to lead the city every 2 years or amend the charter so that voters elect a new mayor every 4 years. Commissioner Lisa Meyer-Frank admits some residents may not want change.
Decatur politics is known for being polite and friendly and palatable.
And she says some might fear that local elections could become sleazy or mean, or the things they don't like about national politics. The city's current mayor supports the change. Jennifer Perry, 95.5 WSB.
Boy, it's a big step forward in the developing site in downtown Atlanta, formerly known as The Gulch. Centennial Yards is adding its first hotel. The general manager of the boutique Hotel Phoenix raves about its future.
It's going to be a beacon of hospitality for the future with a multi-year, multi-billion-dollar investment by the Centennial Yards company.
The GM Martin Wormel says it'll feature creative touches, including local flair on everything from the hotel's art to its doorman's uniforms, as developers look to reimagine that area near State Farm Arena and Mercedes-Benz Stadium. The World Health Organization is out this morning with its first global guidelines for those ever-popular GLP-1 drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy for weight loss.
The guidelines in the Journal of the American Medical Association urge governments and doctors to focus on prevention and fair access. Guidelines underscore that these drugs alone can't solve the global obesity crisis affecting 1 billion people worldwide.
Reporter Brad Gibson says the drugs, which also treat diabetes, are currently injectable but are expected to soon be available in pill form as well, which could increase accessibility and decrease cost. Well, apparently our brains are wired to like Stranger Things. A new study from the UK finds many of us are more apt to pay more attention to scary and negative shows since we are able to watch safely from our own homes, which helps us deal with fear and trauma. Study also says the show's setting in the 1980s makes it even eerier and more haunted. The show, shot mainly around Metro Atlanta, has begun its 5th and final season on Netflix. It's 9:03. The Mark Arum Show begins in less than 2 minutes. But first, live team coverage of traffic and weather. Starting WSB 24-hour traffic center and Smile on Mark McKay.
We are seeing some improvement out of the northern suburbs on 985. 85 a little slow as you work your way up toward Pleasant Hill Road. Your 400 delays really breaking up now between Alpharetta and Roswell. Still a bit tight around Haynesbridge Road. Earlier was terrible on 575 into Woodstock. Now just a tap of the brakes as you approach Exit 7, Highway 92. Looking at the ride into Midtown, downtown Atlanta, Ashley Frasca.
Slow going on the connector, 75-85 northbound coming up from 166 Langford Parkway until you clear I-20. 85 south in from Brookhaven should be an improved ride. Still crowded beginning before North Druid Hills, but the earlier crash down near the merge with I-75 has cleared. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Mostly cloudy and cool today. Highs in the upper 40s. Rain showers return late this evening through the overnight hours. A few rain showers through early tomorrow morning. Lows in the upper 30s. Drying out tomorrow afternoon. Still breezy and cold. High 45. Temperatures dropping to the upper 20s by Wednesday morning.
It is 41 degrees right now in Snellville, 37 degrees in Douglasville, 38 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 9:05. More news at 9:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
Good morning, friends. Hope you had a fantastic weekend, Thanksgiving break. If you're getting back into the swing of things, hopefully you remembered to turn your alarm on this morning. I almost forgot. First off, Maya on Wednesday night, she's like, turn off your alarm so it doesn't go off tomorrow morning and wake me up at 5 in the morning. I remembered to put it back on. We got a big show. Welcome to the Mark Arum Show. We've got an update on that National Guard shooting. All this big stuff happened while we were off the air. We're going to check in with Stephen Portnoy and that. In 30 minutes, we're going to go live to D.C., get the latest on Russia, Ukraine, and what we are doing or not doing with Venezuela. Eric Erickson's going to join us live at 10:35, and our good friend Clark Howard is going to preview Clark's Christmas Kids. First off, to the Core Four, everyone had a good break. You had a smaller break than I did, Deborah. And
Yeah, we were all
and
here, yeah.
You all had to work. You were off Thursday, but you...
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Good Thanksgiving, Longoria? Everything was good with
it was
the
all right.
girls?
Yeah, it was good.
It seems like you're hiding something. Like something bad happened.
No, nothing bad
Texans
happened.
won, right?
Texans won. I spent too much.
remember?
I spent too much money this weekend.
No, that is.
I have no more Whataburger Wednesdays for the rest of the month. I can just tell you
we're
that
done.
much. Yeah,
we're done. Well, we didn't get a.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Breakfast from
broker
Vinny
than a
today.
joke right now. But Christmas is taken care of.
Good. All right. Vinny had not dry mac and cheese for Thanksgiving. That was the headline from Vinny. I had a great Thanksgiving. Went to Maya's cousin's house. My caloric intake was way less than I expected.
Really?
I started up buffet style, right? And I did one fat plate, and I was like, all right, this is plate number one. And that was it. I was done. I tapped after one. I went and got a bunch of desserts, but it was, I don't know what, I guess in my old.
It's just as aging and you can't get it.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it was great. Hope everyone had a good time. An update on my eye. The last we spoke, I had a sty in my eye. I don't know if you can tell, Deborah, but it's all gone.
Yeah, I can. Well, the videos, yeah.
And I got to credit my dad. He heard me talking about it, and he goes, Mark, I had one. My doctor said, put a tea bag on your eye. I was like, what, tea bag? What? He goes, yeah, put a hot tea bag. And
yeah, it needs to be warm.
Yeah.
It'll draw whatever's out. Yeah.
And it worked perfectly. So, yeah. So, my dad.
Nice English gray or
Earl Grey. That's
yeah.
my first thing. I was like, Dad, Earl Grey? He goes, yeah, Earl Grey. So I did an Earl Grey. But it worked. Like, what an amazing thing.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah. I just wrote him down. He is getting star of the show. And it is Cyber Monday, too. Rory and Neil's going to break down all you need to know on this Cyber Monday. Let's start off, though, with the breaking news that I was not on the air to cover. The horrific shooting of the two National Guard members in the nation's capital. Covering the story and continuing our coverage from ABC is Stephen Portnoy. Stephen, good morning. New details emerging about the suspected gunman accused of shooting the two National Guard members the day before Thanksgiving. What do we know this morning?
Since it happened last Wednesday, authorities have been pouring through the social media, the cell phones, and laptops, friends and relatives of the suspect to try to get a sense of what motivated him to commit this act. And what we're sensing now is a picture that they have of a man who was having signs of, showing signs of financial stress, a potential mental health crisis. They say that he was unemployed because his work permit had expired and had not been renewed, that he'd recently been impacted by the death of one of his Afghan commanders. That's a new element this morning. But broadly, sources say that in recent months, Ramanullah Lakhanwal had been isolated, increasingly distant from his family and friends, and was depressed. Yesterday, the Secretary of Homeland Security said, quote, "We believe he could have been radicalized in his home community and in his home state of Washington." And that leads to deeper questions as to, well, what do you mean radicalized? So far, officials have said that they are investigating this actively as an act of terrorism. But when it comes to the evidence they've collected so far, they have not publicly detailed anything that would substantiate a terrorism charge, a tie to some sort of broader international movement or organization. They're clearly interested in finding that if they can, but unless they can, it'd be very difficult to bring a terrorism charge. The U.S. Attorney for Washington, D.C., Judge Jeanine Pirro, has said that the suspect, when he's well enough and out of the hospital, will face first-degree murder and firearms and assault counts under D.C. law. We don't know whether additional charges would come, but certainly, again, they're interested in making a terrorism case if they can do it.
Stephen, do we know if he has family and friends here in the United States, or was he completely isolated, since entering the United States?
He had a wife and 5 children with him in Bellingham, Washington, and a brother, too, who I don't know if the brother lived in Washington State, but there was a conversation last week about investigators going to San Diego, California, because he had associates or he had people there. I don't know that they've found anything particularly useful from those investigations except to paint this picture of a man who was financially strained, isolated, and depressed. The new element this morning, that he was deeply impacted by the death of one of his Afghan commanders, is interesting, and I think that might be something that perhaps is worth probing. What were the circumstances of that death? I don't know. But clearly, there are questions about whether this was a systematic failure. The president has halted all pending asylum applications And he said that he's going to eliminate any migration from what he's described as third world countries as a result of all this. And you've heard all the finger pointing at the past administration for allowing this man into the country in the first place. We should note that this was a man who was trusted by the CIA to engage in counterterrorism actions directly with the Taliban over the course of the Afghanistan war for years. That he was trained by the CIA and vetted by the CIA, obviously, in that respect, and vetted before he came here. Now, again, the Trump administration's official line is that there was hardly any vetting at all, if not no vetting at all. But I think what you're hearing from them, as you listen carefully, is a broad-based attack on the prior administration that's not specific to this individual. And, you've heard them say, look at those pictures of all the people who came on the planes. Well, what we've heard from officials we've talked to who worked at that time is that those planes that were full of people landed in other countries where those people were taken for vetting, if not military bases in this country where they were vetted before they were released with official documents. So suffice it to say, there's a lot of finger pointing and a lot of unanswered questions.
We do have an update on the surviving National Guard member, how he's doing.
Andrew Wolf remains in critical condition, fighting. We learned, of course, late last week that Sarah Beckstrom, the 20-year-old, died from the gunshot wounds she sustained. The suspect, Ramanul Lakanwal, was armed, according to authorities, with a six-shooter revolver.
Just awful. Stephen Portnoy, ABC. Stephen, thanks for your time.
You bet.
Again, when we have stories like this, it's tragic. There's no other way to think about it. But the suspect in custody, I'm glad he's alive because I want answers. I want to know what the heck is going on. But I really want to know, was this truly a lone gunman, or is he part of a network? I would feel a lot. I mean, there's no feeling better about this story. It's horrible. But my conscience would feel better if he's a lone wolf, right, and not part of some sort of terrorist network that could, do more harm moving forward. I know that's a weird way to phrase it, but if this was a guy with mental issues and financial issues, and he's got, a wife and 5 kids here in the States, I would sleep easier at night knowing that this was a one-off and not part of some network. Beckstrom, the 20-year-old National Guard member that was killed from Somersville, West Virginia, began her service on June 26th, 2023, was assigned to the 863rd Military Police Company, 111th Engineer Brigade, West Virginia Army National Guard. Those who knew her described someone who was filled with love and cared deeply about her community, which was exemplified in the work she did for the National Guard and her job at a behavioral health center. Like, the irony's there. Like, she worked at a behavioral health center. Hoping others could spend Thanksgiving at home, Beckstrom had volunteered to work in D.C. over the holiday. Just absolutely awful. But again, the suspect is still alive, so hopefully we can get some more information. But I just wanted to update that. That broke while I was off. Just a horrible, horrible story. And Stephen Portnoy mentioned, Afghani national, ties to the CIA. What was the vetting process? When was he vetted? Why did he slip through the cracks? Can that vetting process not show any, mental issues? There's a ton of questions, but just thoughts and prayers to the family. That one surviving officer, still in critical condition, by the way. He is Andrew Wolf, U.S. Air Force Staff Sergeant, 24, was the other West Virginia National Guard member injured in the Wednesday shooting. He is in very serious condition. That's the latest update from West Virginia Governor Patrick Morrisey. Just absolutely horrible, horrible story. So we're in the middle of Cyber Monday. We're gonna talk a little bit more about Cyber Monday. But I did not take advantage of any Black Friday deals. There's nothing that I needed specifically. The one thing I need to get for Christmas is not on sale and won't be on sale today or on Friday. But apparently there's a really big Black Friday for United States shoppers and companies.
Yeah, so the United States spent about $11.8 billion just on Black Friday, which is about 9% higher than last year. And that's not including the $6 billion that was spent online on Thanksgiving, because, everything's open online. And then today, Cyber Monday, and they're expecting another $14 billion to be spent on shopping.
So it's going to be bigger today. Cyber Monday was bigger than Black Friday.
Yeah, because you looked at everything over the weekend, and if you didn't pull the trigger, today is when you're going to do it.
Yeah, but as Maya said, we've been getting Black Friday deals and Cyber Monday deals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I just sneezed off the air. Do you see how quickly I turned that mic off?
Yeah,
that
good
folks,
job.
Did you have your mic on? Could people hear me sneeze?
I don't think so. Could
Oh.
you hear that, Andrew? No, Longoria couldn't hear it.
Kelly O'Grady from CBS News Money Watch on Black Friday beating those expectations.
People actually traded up to higher ticket items, the data show, because the discounts were so good. They felt like they were getting a good deal. Second thing is consumers were stretching themselves. Buy now, pay later usage was also up 9%.
I think that's the key, is thinking you're getting a deal. So Maya this morning, as I was getting up, making coffee and taking care of Soba, Maya has a Target Circle card.
Yeah, I have that, yeah.
And usually get 5% off purchases. She busts out. I'm outside with Soba. She's like, hey, 30% off Target Circle members today. Do you want me to buy you any baseball cards? And I was like, wow, that's
nice.
Yeah, it was great. But I was like, there's nothing really out that I want. But she was so excited for me. I think when you think mentally that you're going to get a big deal, you're more inclined to buy it than just...
Yeah, so I'm done shopping already. I have been for a while. So if I'm shopping for me, and that's why I can be like, I like this jacket. It's finally 30% off. Now I have a reason to buy it.
Exactly right. But anyway, happy Cyber Monday. We had Small Business Saturday, Black Friday. Oh, my goodness. But be careful out there. You know, impulse buys, you might be saving a lot, but do you really need that? Does your kid really need it? 9:17 on the Mark Arum Show. When we come back, top story this morning, inmates escaping from Grady Hospital. We'll update that story after we check the ride around town on this Cyber Monday. Let's say hello and good morning to Mike Shields.
Hey, good morning, Mark. Overall, not too bad out there on the roadways. Crowded through downtown. We just had a crash clearing from the shoulder of 7585 northbound right at John Lewis Freedom Parkway, so right in the Grady curve, and several vehicles involved with that crash, but all on the shoulder, and that's added to the brake light to a start back at Highway 166 trying to make your way through downtown to Midtown. 85 southbound slow leaving Georgia 400. 75 southbound hitting the brake lights south of Morris Mill Road, just working your way into Midtown. It looks like road work setting up into Cobb County. I-20 eastbound as you approach Panola Road, exit 71. This report is brought to you by the Center for Plastic Surgery at Metroderm Atlanta. Metroderm, keeping Atlanta's skin healthy and radiant since 2003. Medical, cosmetic, and skin care, cancer care, including Mohs surgery for expert dermatology. Visit metroderm.org. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
When we came up with the idea for Clark's Christmas Kids 35 years ago, I told myself we were going to help every foster child across the state. But we need your help. To find out how you can make a child's Christmas wishes come true, visit WSBradio.com.
Hey y'all, it's Belinda Skelton, and many of you know I've been talking about the amazing folks at Four Seasons Home Care for quite a while now. So many of you have asked me questions about if home care is right for your aging parents. So I brought in my expert, Deborah Barron of Four Seasons Home Care. Okay, Deborah, the main thing that people ask me is how flexible is home health care? Do I have to lock into a long contract?
There's no binding contract. We just have a service agreement that you would sign, and there's nothing that locks you into a plan. So we try to be flexible to follow the needs of your parent. Some of our clients start with just a few days a week, and I think that's a great way to ease into things.
Now, Deborah, I know that my parents needed a lot of care. They needed 24-hour around-the-clock care. But I'm sure some clients only need help preparing meals, things like that. How does Four Seasons Home Care deal with that?
Yes. So a big part of our process, and I believe the most important one, includes a home visit from our registered nurse. And she is going to sit down with your family member and go over everything and see exactly what you might need. Some people may just need a little bit of care, and others may need more in-depth, hands-on care. So they are brilliant at laying out a plan of care that's tailored for each situation. And I think you really need that kind of customization to ensure your parents get exactly what they need.
Folks, if you have aging parents who are clear that they want to age in place in the comfort of their homes, I cannot recommend enough the experts like Deborah at Four Seasons Home Care. It's 100% free and is such a crucial step in getting your parents what they need for their care and allows you, the child, to do your role, and that's just love them and be there for them. Google Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta. That's Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world, protecting America, fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Been wanting a new deck for your home, something that's built just the way you want it? But you're scared to pull the trigger? I can help you with that. Dave Baker here for Ben Hill Renovations. Right now, Ben Hill Renovations are offering special financing. No interest if you pay in full within the 18 months promo period. You're welcome. Visit bhrenovations.com today and schedule a free design consultation at your home. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
Hey guys, are you striking out in the bedroom? Because pills like Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra just don't work anymore. Here's how Choice Men's Health is solving PE and ED issues. Meet Dr. Katz, the expert in men's health.
Hi, I'm Dr. Katz, Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Choice Men's Health offers safe, custom-blended medications designed to fit your needs. There is no pain or surgery. It doesn't matter how old you are or if you have diabetes, high blood pressure, or prostate issues. Not a problem. It's safe and affordable for everyone. You'll see results in 15 minutes guaranteed, or you don't pay anything. Solve the problem of ED and PE now.
For a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are free. Call now, 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170. to claim your initial consultation and first treatment for free. Call Choice Men's Health now, 404-400-1170.
Don't delay peace of mind. Ace Hardware Home Services makes it simple to upgrade your heating, cooling, or plumbing with financing that works for your budget. Visit acehardwarehomeservices.com. Ace Hardware Home Services, bringing helpful to your home.
Considering a new roof? FGA Roofing offers a free roof assessment. Mention Tim Andrews and your free quote will be discounted $750. And that's good for 1 year. Ask about their 0% financing plans. Visit FGAroofing.com for a quote today.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful.
9:23 on the Mark Arum Show. Yes, as is tradition on this broadcast. First show after Thanksgiving, we flip the switch to all Christmas music. And I by the way, Deborah, I've decided what the greatest Christmas song of all time is. I'll reveal that a little bit later in the show. I want to see if Longoria plays it without me prompting him. Speaking of Christmas, the Christmas cards are en route, about to go out, Deborah. Where we stand with the Christmas cards?
So it took me a lot longer to go through them this year.
Yeah.
But
Sorry.
Vinny is helping me with the last batch. So
Okay.
hopefully maybe tomorrow we should be
great.
able to stick them in the mail. That's what I'm thinking.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
All right. Thank you, Vinny. Before we get to the escapees from Grady, I'm sure Judd's going to cover it in his newscast coming up in 6 minutes. First off, Judd, Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, phenomenal effort against the Georgia Bull. That game was a lot closer than I thought it would be.
It was closer than I thought it was going to be, too.
Yeah.
I give Tech's defense credit. They played very well.
They did.
Yeah.
I mean, just some brutal stuffs behind the line. But go Dogs.
Come on.
You had to have been at least proud of the effort that Georgia Tech
I was happy.
did.
Yeah, I would. I'd rather lose like that than lose, 44-0 or something.
Yeah.
So, but 1 year, we just got to get them 1 year, man.
But all of that pride you had was lost on Sunday when the Falcons falconed again. And here's what, growing up, Deborah, I don't know if this was the same or Judd in your household. Like if you did something bad at school or something bad happened, it was always like, oh, don't tell your grandparents. This will kill them. If they find out you got detention, that'll kill your grandmother. Put her over the grave. Have you anything like that?
I mean, there were so many grandkids for us. It didn't matter. It would have had to be something at church.
I know what you mean. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Like,
yeah.
oh, you got detention? Oh, you better not. Your grandfather better not. So the reason I'm bringing that up is, at this point, is it just elder abuse on Arthur Blank? Like, the dude's 80.
Yeah.
And this team is going to kill him. At what point does the Blank family step in and be like, this is just bad for your health?
Got to be done, huh?
Grandpa Art. It can't. I mean, like, physically fit 20-year-old Falcons fans are losing their hair and their blood pressure. The poor, this is flat-out elder abuse going on right now with Arthur Blank.
Does he still go down on the field toward the end of the games? I don't know if I've seen him. He's got to just stay up there, right?
If I'm his kid, and maybe I am, we're going to do the DNA test. I'd be like, just sell the team. You don't need this. You don't need this aggravation. It's elder abuse. What the Falcons are doing to that man is absolute elder abuse. To lose to the Jets like that.
That was really bad. That was a really bad look.
Yeah. So anyone in the Blank Foundation family, this is you do not enable elder abuse, because this is if a 30-year-old female with a perfect heart is feeling pressure from if she's a Falcons fan, it's bad for her health, let alone an octogenarian. And then we have a first-round pick next year, Judd. All right, you know what, Deborah? I'm not going to have you. Are you going to update the escapees from?
Yes, I am.
All right, so I'm not even going to bother doing that because Judd's going to do it a lot better than I could. So Judd's going to update the inmates escaping from Grady Hospital, straight out of a movie right there. Speaking of movies, I went to see Wicked this weekend, Deborah.
The part 2. Did you like
Wicked
it? For good.
Maya was dying to go. She hadn't gone yet, and I said, "Well, let's go Saturday." And she's like, "You'll go with me?" I said, "Yeah, of course. You really want to go to this movie?" But I was like, "Let me watch the first one first, so I know what the heck's going on in the second one." Right? I want to watch the original, so I watched
the
that.
Wizard of Oz, okay.
Yeah, and then we went to the second one. It was fine. It was good. Maya absolutely loved it. Very talented actors, and there's just too many songs. I know it's a musical.
It's a musical.
There's
yes.
just too many. But after watching them, and I enjoyed both of them, I was like, I got to rewatch The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, you do.
Because there's a lot of, I hadn't seen it in so long. And anyway.
It's on TV every year.
I know, but I've seen it so many times. I haven't seen it probably in 20 years. So anyway, that was the majority of my weekend was all Ruby Slippers. But too many songs. I know it's a musical, but they could have done
Amadeus.
They could have done with 3 less songs. All right, Judd is going to update the inmates escaping from Grady Hospital next. When we come back live to D.C., updating Russia-Ukraine talks and what's going on with the U.S. and Venezuela. Nancy Cortez live in the district next on the Mark Arum Show.
We are here with CFP Matthew Decker of the Vincent Financial Group and host of Retire ATL. And Matt, you've said that income is the outcome that matters the most in retirement. But what income streams require the most attention?
Yeah, so if you've got a pension or if you're living off of Social Security, you kind of know those income streams show up in your mailbox. That's mailbox money. It's almost like you're still working, and it doesn't really require that much attention. But most people that come into the office today, they are having to use their 401ks, their IRAs, SEP Simples, 403bs that are invested in the market to generate income. And anytime you're going to use a market-linked asset where you have to go in and decide when you're going to buy and sell to generate your income, it takes a ton more effort, energy, and attention to get that piece of the puzzle right. But it doesn't actually have to be that way.
So, Matt, the number one fear of adults in retirement is outliving their money. How do we get started building income today?
Well, you can get started today. You'd call us for a no-cost, no-obligation retirement roadmap. We want to build a GPS for you that's going to help navigate retirement, and it's going to have a focus on building and preserving income. 770-280-1488. We've got a representative standing by to talk to you right now, 770-280-1488. Our home office is in downtown Woodstock, but we are available across the metro Atlanta area to meet with you at a time and place that fits your schedule. Again, 770-280-1488 or online at retireatlradio.com.
The team at Vincent Financial Group want to help preserve your assets while building retirement income that lasts as long as you do. Call today for your complimentary retirement roadmap, 770-280-1488. And you can always get more at retireatlradio.com and join us for Retire ATL Sundays at 6 p.m. right here on WSB.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 9:30. I'm Judd Hickenbotham. News this half hour brought to you by Dr. Ruve. Our top story is happening now. The search continues for an escaped inmate around downtown Atlanta after he fled from Grady Hospital, where he was taken for a mental health exam. Rockdale County Sheriff's deputies brought Timothy Shane to Grady, where they say he was able to get away and flee in a stolen SUV. Crashed that vehicle near the intersection of Peachtree Street and Ivan Allen Boulevard. Police say he fled on foot, taking a handgun with him. That makes him armed and dangerous. Shane was wearing a hospital gown and no shoes when he made his getaway. Anyone who spots him this morning should keep their distance and call 911. It is 39 degrees in Midtown Atlanta. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards says it'll be chilly today. The high sticking in the 40s under cloudy skies. The rain moves in overnight. Could be a wet morning commute for your Tuesday. Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast is coming up. And even with some consumer jitters about the economy and rising prices, it is setting up to be a very successful holiday shopping season. Adobe Analytics says Americans spent a record $11.8 billion online just on Black Friday. That is a rise of more than 9% from just last year. And now comes Cyber Monday, and you've been warned, scammers will be busy today right along with all the shoppers.
That email or text that appears to be from one of your favorite stores could be someone trying to steal your information.
I think with the advent of AI and the tools that are out there, they're just becoming more and more realistic.
John Powell, a partner with Atlanta-based Moore Colson's risk advisory practice, says simply go to the retailer's website yourself, where they'll usually have the exact same discount. And he says, trust your gut.
I use this phrase that if it feels fishy, F-I-S-H-Y, it probably is fishy, T-H-I-S-H-Y.
Jennifer Perry, 95.5 WSB.
Watching for possible development today in peace talks between Russia and Ukraine. A special envoy in the U.S., Steve Witkoff, travels to Moscow to meet with Russian officials.
The sticking point, though, seems to be the plan laid out by the U.S. Had a lot of concessions for Ukraine and not too many, if any, for Russia.
Notarian Small reports Secretary of State Marco Rubio admits there is still work to do after meeting over the weekend with Ukrainian negotiators in Florida. Ukraine has refused to give up any land to Russia as part of the peace deal, and it has demanded security guarantees as well to prevent another Russian invasion in the future. And as we enter the final month of the year, a reminder to make sure you use all that money in your flexible spending account.
WSB consumer expert Clark Howard says FSAs are flexible in name only.
You've got to get the money spent by the end of the year.
He says you're basically throwing money away if you don't use it. Clark says one advantage to the FSA is it may push you to see a doctor or specialist you've been putting off.
A lot of people will rush to the doctor's appointment they didn't get around to doing in December.
He says some people will rush to buy non-prescription items before the end of the year to use up FSA money. Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
It is 9:33 as we check your money. An ugly start to the week on Wall Street. All major indices are well down, especially the NASDAQ. It's down almost 1 full percentage point, down more than 200 points at the moment. Now, live team coverage of traffic and weather. Starting the WSB 24-hour traffic center and Mike Shields.
And John, live look at the jam cam crash involving a couple vehicles now on the right shoulder with police. 285 eastbound the Interloop, New Northside Drive, Powers Ferry Road, exit 22. Starting to see volume pick up as you cross the river on 285 westbound, making the transition onto I-75 northbound into Marietta and getting past Truist Park. And watch out as you make your way in South Fulton County between Union City and Fairburn. Crash working on Highway 138. This west of Buffington Road causing delays in all directions east of I-85. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Mostly cloudy and cool today. Highs in the upper 40s. Rain showers return later this evening. Heavy at times overnight and tapering off tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, mostly cloudy, breezy, high 45. Potentially a hard freeze on Wednesday morning. Lows in the upper 20s. Wednesday afternoon, sunshine, high near 50.
42 degrees right now in Cumming, 40 degrees in Lovejoy, 40 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 9:34. More news at 10, breaking news when it happens. I'm Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
When traffic
no
hits,
traffic getting through in either direction.
The Triple Team Traffic Center has you covered.
Even the bridge over 75 is being held.
Your source for Atlanta's traffic.
Out of Spaghetti Junction along 285 westbound and a crash on Peachtree Boulevard 141 southbound before 285.
Brought to you by the Cool Ray Lifetime Parts and Labor Warranty.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Number one, I don't know that happened. And Pete said he did not want them. He didn't even know what people were talking
President
about.
Trump on board Air Force One talking about the controversial targeted strike of the narco boats. We get the latest live in D.C. in 2 minutes on the Mark Arum Show.
Spend your time with those who matter most this holiday season and sell your home with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. There's no showings, no open houses, and no stress. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Hey friends, it's Mark Arum back from my pals at Reliable Heating and Air. Check it out. This season, Reliable Heating and Air is giving up to $2,000 cash back when you upgrade to a high-efficiency water heater and whole home water purification system. $2,000. You want to do one or the other? It's $1,000 cash back. Amazing. For my friends at Reliable, book your free consultation by going to reliableair.com. Stay warm, stay hydrated, stay paid with Reliable.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
They said millions of people, really, and probably a number in excess of that. And a lot of those people shouldn't be in our
President
country
Trump on board
jails.
Air Force One. Welcome back to the Mark Arum Show. We have flipped the switch to Christmas music. I believe this is Nat King Cole. From Donald Trump to Nat King Cole, only here on the Mark Arum Show. Joining us live in the nation's capital from CBS News, Nancy Cortez. Nancy, good morning. Thanks so much for your time.
Good morning. It's great to be with you.
Played some audio.
I endorse the switch in music.
Oh, yeah. We got to get into the holiday spirit here. President Trump coming back from Mar-a-Lago. We played some audio when he was on Air Force One. I guess the big story right now is that questionable narco boat strike and whether or not Pete Hegseth possibly committed a war crime. That's a serious charge. What's the latest from D.C. this morning on that?
The latest is that you now have Democratic and Republican lawmakers alike expressing concern that this may have been a war crime, that this was an illegal act. And just to be really specific about what they're taking issue with, this Washington Post report says that the very first strike on a suspected narco-terrorist boat back in September, there were 11 people on board that boat. And the Post says that the defense secretary had given an order to kill everyone on the boat, and that when the initial strike only killed 9 out of the 11 people, and you had 2 survivors in the water, that a second strike was ordered in order to comply with the orders from Hegseth, and that those 2 individuals were then killed. And the concern is that by the rules of war, if you've got 2 people in the water who cannot pose a threat, cannot defend themselves, then it would be a war crime to kill them. Now, I have to stress this is one report from the Washington Post. Hegseth has kind of lashed out at it. He said that it was derogatory and that it was fake news, essentially, but he hasn't specifically rebutted it. And then you had the president on Air Force One being questioned last night by CBS's Weijia Jiang and others, saying that he wouldn't have wanted a second strike, but that Hegseth has told him that none of this happened.
Yeah, that double tap, the second strike, which killed the 2 survivors of the initial attack. Do you think we will ever, because we've seen video released from the Department of Defense of these attacks, do you think that the DOD is going to release the video of this, I believe it was September 6th narco boat attack?
Well, they're certainly going to be asked to, because now you've got both the Senate and House Armed Services Committees announcing that they are going to be conducting investigations, essentially, which is notable in and of itself, because these are committees that are controlled by Republicans who typically tend to give the administration a lot of leeway on these things. And it speaks to some discomfort more broadly that Republicans and Democrats have with the strategy in Venezuela and the fact that they aren't being briefed very extensively about what the strategy is here. I was filling in for Margaret Brennan hosting Face the Nation yesterday, and I had on Mike Turner, a Republican who's on the Armed Services Committee in the House. He's from Ohio, and he said that they were not briefed that there was this second strike after the initial strike, and that is part of the concern that he shares with others about the lack of information that they are getting from the Pentagon, from the White House about what exactly is planned here.
Just playing devil's advocate for a second, Nancy, for Secretary Hegseth, could he use the defense? Yeah, I issued a kill them order, but that they should have known that if they didn't survive the first strike and they posed no harm, they should have given comfort to the enemy. Is that a plausible defense, do you think, for Secretary Hegseth?
Well, I'm not an expert in rules of war.
Yeah.
But I will say that is not what he's saying right now. Right now, he's simply saying that the story is fabricated. But he's also coming out there and saying, yeah, we've only just gotten started killing narco terrorists. So he's sort of, being a little flippant about this growing controversy. And in fact, last night he posted a cover of a faux children's book that depicts a cartoon turtle heavily armed firing on what appear to be people in drug boats. So, he's kind of sort of on one hand threatening to go further, on the other hand saying he didn't do what the Washington Post is saying he's doing, and then on yet another hand kind of making light of the whole thing with this children's book.
Indeed. Nancy Cortez from CBS joining us live on the Mark Arum Show. More broadly, what is the current situation with the United States and Venezuela, and could we see actions inside of Venezuelan land?
So that's what everyone started wondering this weekend when President Trump posted online that airlines and pilots should consider that the airspace above and surrounding Venezuela is closed. That's typically the kind of thing you would say if you were planning an imminent strike and wanted everyone else to get out of the way. But then nothing happened. And on Air Force One last night, he said, don't read anything into it. I only issued that warning because we consider Venezuela to be not a very friendly country. And so obviously the question remains, is there going to be a strike from the air or on the ground? We have this massive naval buildup just offshore. And CNN is now reporting that there's going to be a meeting between the president and some cabinet officials here at the White House this evening to discuss the plan in Venezuela. And so we're asking more questions about what exactly those conversations are about and what we can expect.
If we can, Nancy, I just want to touch on briefly one other huge international story, the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff traveling to Moscow. The latest on the negotiations, we went from that Putin wish list, 20-point plan to more negotiations. Have we gotten any clarification on what the current status is?
So, there was this meeting yesterday in Miami between Secretary of State Rubio and Witkoff and Jared Kushner and a Ukrainian delegation. Rubio said they made some progress, but still, big sticky issues to be worked out. There were some questions about whether Witkoff would be the one to go meet with Vladimir Putin after this explosive story last week from Bloomberg, where they got a hold of a transcript allegedly of Witkoff basically coaching a Putin aide on how to appeal to President Trump, how to get him on his side. But the president said this was just standard deal making. He appears to still have confidence in Witkoff, despite some concerns expressed by Congress. So Witkoff is the one who's heading to Moscow today to sit down with Putin. There were indications that Jared Kushner might be going with him as well. President Trump himself said that, and we haven't gotten confirmation yet that Kushner will indeed be along for that journey. The Russians said last week that they hope that it isn't just Witkoff, that there are other U.S. officials with him as well.
But as of right now, we don't have details of what has been proposed
No, and that's been very challenging because administration officials have indicated that the current proposal, the current framework of the deal is less pro-Russian than it appeared in the beginning, but we haven't gotten details about what that means. Have they pulled back on their requirement that Ukraine hand over territory? Have they pulled back on this requirement in the original plan that Ukraine cut the size of its military in half? What exactly has changed? And it's not entirely unusual in an ongoing negotiation that they would be pretty tight-lipped about the changes to the plan, because these things obviously go back and forth, and they don't want to they don't want to get tied down to one description of the new plan if it changes again.
Yeah, obviously a fluid story. Nancy Cortez, CBS News in D.C. Nancy, great stuff as always. Thanks so much for your time.
Good to talk to you, too.
All right, we're going to come back, update our top local stories. First, though, got to check that Monday morning post-Thanksgiving drive. Live with the latest, here's Mike Shields.
Yeah, Mark had a crash off to the right in Sandy Springs on the north side perimeter. 285 eastbound, the inner loop right at New Northside Drive. Powers Ferry Road, exit 22. No lanes blocked. There's a lot of activity, so causing some brake lights. And making our way through Midtown and downtown, still sluggish. 7585 southbound from 17th Street, working your way past Georgia Tech, breaking free at William Street. Northbound delays improving, but on and off the brake still from University Avenue, getting past I-20 through the Gritty Curve. This support is brought to you by O'Keefe's Working Hands Hand Cream. Cold weather wearing on your hands? Try O'Keefe's Working Hands and see the visible results in one use and guaranteed relief for dry, cracked hands. O'Keefe's Working Hands, America's #1 hand cream. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
I'm Chris Chandler. When you join us Tuesday at 5 for Atlanta's Morning News, Triple Team Traffic gets you through what may prove a wet morning drive, and why Clark Howard says this way to pay is actually a trap. Join us on 95.5 WSB.
Scott Slade from iRoofer FGA Roofing. Are you considering a new roof but unsure about timing? FGA offers a free drone roof assessment. Get a quote and mention me and you'll get $1,000 off your quote. And the quote will be good for 12 months. Search FGA Roofing to book an appointment today.
Imagine all that could happen in 5 years. Jobs may change, kids will grow, new memes are going to come out, but also, what if you had reliable, intelligent Wi-Fi and the price did not change for 5 years? It's Mark Arum. Thanks to the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, you actually don't have to worry about that part of your future. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to your devices that need them the most, that finds and fixes any issues before you even notice them. It's like a super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from threats online. Plus, you get incredible gaming speeds on multiple devices with no one battling for bandwidth. For the next 5 years, all of your devices will be working in perfect harmony, and you get their best equipment with no annual contracts, no fees, no strings. So even though the kids will grow up and you still won't understand 6-7, your internet's going to stay sharp and reliable with the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Select plans only.
Wall cracks, window stuck, could be a foundation problem. Mark Beckham with Atlanta Ramjack, and our estimators are thoroughly trained to get you the proper evaluation for your home. Schedule your free assessment with the foundation repair experts at atlantaramjack.com.
This is Greg Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory. While everyone's focused on diet and exercise this new year, let's talk about the foundation of all health, sleep. Quality sleep strengthens your immune system, improves mental clarity, and helps regulate weight. Yet, we spend more time researching a TV purchase than our mattress. Your sleep affects every resolution you make this year. Visit the Original Mattress Factory and discover how the right mattress can support every health goal you've set for yourself.
Rates are continuing to get better, and lots of folks are taking advantage of them by calling Myland. This is Scott Slade. Access the equity in your home with a home equity line of credit or cash-out refinance. Then use the equity in your home to pay off high-interest debts, student loans, basement or kitchen remodels, or anything else you need. These guys and gals are the best I've seen, and that's why I've been recommending them for over a decade. Local experts you can trust. Why would you call anyone else? Every month, Myland closes a loan that other lenders just can't do. Also, Myland wanted me to let you know they're still growing, currently hiring for their incredible sales team. If you or someone you know might be interested in joining one of Atlanta's premier mortgage lenders, give them a call. 770-817-2000. That's 770-817-2000. Online, it's mylend.com. Spell it M-I-L-E-N-D. NMLS and Georgia Residential Mortgage License C148769, located at 8995 Westside Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia 30009. Mylend is an equal housing lender.
For many of you, it's happening. Your hair's thinning, your crown's disappearing, and maybe hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. Well, I got good news. It's Advanced Hair's incredible, yet simple, one-day treatment that starts regrowing your own natural hair the very next day, and it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's Mark Arum back with you. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what about regrowing your hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to their world-class physicians, it's not maybe your hair will regrow. It's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, and I've seen their results, friends. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 470-660-HAIR. That's 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Whether it's a slip that ends in a slip disc, a trick knee that's holding you back, or shoulder pain hurting your game, you can count on Northside Hospital Orthopedics. With leading care in Georgia at convenient locations all across the state, we're here to get you back on your feet, no matter what comes your way. Because Georgia moves us, and we keep Georgia moving. Find a provider near you at northside.com/ortho. That's northside.com/ORTHO.
At Rocco's European Garage, they specialize in providing full service and repair for any Mercedes, BMW, Porsche, Land Rover, or European vehicle. Hey, it's Mark Arum here. Visit one of their 6 locations for top-notch customer service, including clear upfront pricing, your approval prior to beginning work, and a 3-day appointment window to get you back on the road quicker. Your vehicle fixed right the first time with shuttle service for more convenience, always a better value than the dealership. So do what I do and get your car serviced at Rocco's European Garage. Is this what I think is the greatest Christmas song of all time? No. I'll let you know when Longoria plays it. It's a hot take by yours truly.
Is it not a Christmas song?
No, it's a Christmas song, and it's recognizable, and everyone knows it.
Is it Wham?
It's not Wham. It's definitely not
I
Wham.
thought it was like, it's Wham again.
It's no Mariah Carey. This is an old classic Christmas song that I think...
Old standard.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is the best. We'll see if Longoria mixes it in the playlist. Welcome back to the Mark Arum Show at 9:54. News, weather, and traffic coming up in 6 minutes. Eric Erickson joins us live at 10:35. And 11 o'clock, we're going to be joined by someone from Bloomberg News, right, Deborah? Talking about this. I don't know what's going on. I own no crypto. I don't know what's going on in the crypto world. But crypto, Bitcoin in particular, it's down $5,000 this morning, down to 85,981. It was like 120,000 a Bitcoin a couple weeks ago. So I don't know anything about it, but Bloomberg certainly does. So we're going to talk to them. All right, speaking of Christmas, I've never Christmas caroled, even though I fancy myself a possible crooner. But I think, if there's hot chocolate and, your friends, I could see the appeal of being a Christmas caroler.
People tend to dress up like in ye olde English garb. You might like that in your period pieces that you love.
Absolutely. The Earl of Grantham. I could dress up as the Earl of Grantham with a hot chocolate or a hot toddy and sing. Now, Christmas caroling goes back to, I would imagine, the 18th century or whatever. But it was, even when I was a kid, I lived in no Christmas carols ever came to my house because we were Jewish, and there were it wasn't one of those neighborhoods where you could walk around. We were way out there. But it was a different time, the Christmas caroling time, where you go to the cul-de-sac and you come and sing and all. It's 2025 now. And Sebastian Maniscalco does that great bit on when someone knocks on your door now. Back in the day, you'd run to the door. Hey, who's here? Now it's like, everyone hide. What the hell's going on here? Which leads us to this horrific Christmas caroling story, Deborah. First of all, was this in Metro Atlanta?
This is not in Atlanta.
Okay,
this was
thank
in Maryland.
the Lord.
Yeah.
All right, well, so what happened to these Christmas carolers in Maryland?
Okay, so there were these schoolgirls. They were all about 12 years old, and they decided you're going to start the Christmas season, right? It's after Thanksgiving, and this is around Annapolis, Maryland, which is a fairly big city, right? So they're in
the
Metro
Naval Academy's there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there are these girls, and they're going around, they're knocking on the doors, and they're singing Christmas songs. Well, they get to this one house, and it's an older man there, and knock on the door, and instead of answering the door, he goes to the window, right? Got to see who's knocking on the door.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a ring camera, I guess. And he points a gun at them. And of course, these girls, again, 12 years old, right?
Yeah.
Even though they're in a group, they get scared. They run away down the street. And they do have a chaperone with them. They're not alone. They're with parents and everything. So one of the mothers decides to call the police, who goes over to this house where they realize this guy's maybe been drinking a little bit too much. Maybe he was watching football. Maybe he was watching the Falcons or something.
Hitting the eggnog.
Yeah, but they're going to charge him with first and second degree assault for pulling a gun on these girls.
Listen, in these day and age, if someone knocks on your door, you're not expecting it. I have no problem with you. All right, where's my gun? But when you look and see that it's a bunch of prepubescent girls caroling, you don't pull the gun out and point it at them.
You can also hear them.
Yeah, so maybe he was drunk. Maybe that's the excuse that they're giving. But I can't think of. There was some lady that knocked on my door a couple weeks ago. She had like a uniform on. Knocked on my front door. I was sleeping, and I was waiting for a package to get delivered from Maya. She's in I signed her up when we went out to Oregon a couple years ago to this Wine of the Month club or whatever. What wine club?
Yeah, I know. It's a wine club, yeah.
So you have to sign. Someone has to sign. So
you have to be 21.
I was in the middle of my nap with Soba, and I heard a knock on the door. So I ran down. I'm in a T-shirt and my boxer briefs. And I look out the window, and it's like just some lady in some sort of uniform, not like a police uniform, but like, I don't know, Georgia Power or SCANA, I don't know. But I look out, I'm like, oh, I'm not dressed, come back later. And then I go back to sleep. She comes back later that night and knocks on the door. Maya and I are eating dinner, and I'm like, we're eating dinner. She's like, she was just a solicitor. I would rather work in a sewage plant than be a door-to-door solicitor. You get those people, hey, I'll clean your gutters, or can I power wash your face, or whatever they do. This is a big one in my neighborhood. Hey, I noticed you got old crappy windows, kid. You want to? I'm like, no, go. Anyway, be careful knocking on doors. If you're gonna carol, maybe do it at the curb and sing loudly. So maybe they'll be like, oh, don't knock on a carol. If you're going to carol, Vinny, because I think Vinny of all of us.
Yeah, Vinny can at least sing.
Yeah, Vinny's got the musical background. Do it from the curb and sing loud, and they come to the window. Oh, okay, it's carolers. That's all I have to say about that. All right, but back to the issue at hand. All Christmas music on the Mark Arum Show from now to the end of the year, courtesy of DJ Longoria. All right, news, weather, and traffic in less than a minute. When we come back, it's Cyber Monday. What you should or should not do on this Cyber Monday, is we are going to spend billions of dollars today shopping those best deals online. Social media is active at Mark Arum and at WSB Radio. This is the Mark Arum Show on 95.5 WSB.
WSB Atlanta, WSB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk. News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB. Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hi there, good morning. It is 10 o'clock. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by TE Certified Electrical Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Happening right now, a manhunt's underway for an inmate who escaped while at Grady Hospital for a mental health evaluation.
The Rockdale County Sheriff's Office says Timothy Shane should be considered armed and dangerous. He slipped away from Grady while in deputies' custody. Deputies say he stole an SUV parked in the area, got into an accident, then ran away. The owner of the stolen SUV says a Glock handgun was stolen from the vehicle. Shane has a history of fleeing, plus felony drug and weapons charges. He's described as a white man, 5 feet 9 inches tall with a buzz cut. He was wearing a hospital gown at the time of his escape, no shoes. Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
All right, anybody who sees Shane should contact the Rockdale County Sheriff's Office or call 911. Your weather for today, cloudy and cool, headed for a high only around 49. Rain showers late this evening, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. She'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast straight ahead. This hour, a critical pretrial hearing for the man accused of killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Luigi Mangione's defense attorneys saying police in Pennsylvania did not follow protocol and want the judge overseeing the trial in New York to toss out the evidence gathered by police in the first 20 minutes of police officers' interactions with their client. Legal analyst Thane Rosenbaum.
His lawyers are seeking to prevent evidence discovered in his backpack from being introduced because there was no warrant, along with statements made to law enforcement because it is alleged he never received his Miranda warning.
Now the judge will consider the defense's motions this morning. Check back for updates. All right, if you live in Fulton County, you could be paying millions in legal fees after a judge dismissed the election interference case. A state law approved this year allows defendants to be reimbursed if a prosecutor is disqualified and a case is dismissed. Talking to House Committee in March, Fulton County Commissioner Dana Barrett pushing back on the premise of the law.
Fulton County is not a party to the legal action at all in the case that we're talking about, and nor is any other county in any other criminal case.
President Trump's Georgia attorney Steve Sadow says that they will seek reimbursement for legal fees from this case. All right, if you have Thanksgiving leftovers in the refrigerator, it may be time to go ahead and pull them out and finish them off tonight, says Michael Kastner.
U.S. Department of Health and Human Services points to the Monday after Thanksgiving as the last day to safely eat refrigerated food following the holiday. Food that was placed in the freezer can be safe to eat indefinitely, but quality declines over time.
Yeah, those frozen leftovers start to lose moisture and flavor within 2 to 4 months. It is Cyber Monday, and Jim Krasula says shipping companies are ready.
Cyber Monday sales are expected to be strong, while retail analysts say Black Friday sales were up more than 4% from the same day a year ago. Craig Foreman is an executive with the shipping company DHL.
We're seeing order sizes coming in about the same as last year, but the value of those orders are up as high as 10% year on year.
Foreman says, among other things, apparel sales are doing well this early holiday shopping period.
All right, and where do you live? Well, the zip code 30346 in northern Atlanta is among the top 10 places in the nation to move to. That according to the hottest zip codes report for this year by Moving Place. It ranks 9th in the nation for its appeal for workers who like the proximity to Atlanta's northern business hubs like Perimeter Center and major office parks. The area also offering easy access to high-end shopping at Perimeter Mall, making it an attractive option for young professionals looking for convenience without living here in downtown Atlanta. All right, let's take a look at the markets. The Dow right now is in negative territory. It is down 84 at 47,632. NASDAQ also down almost 0.5%, and the S&P is also in the red. Time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Ashley Frasca is in the WSB 24-hour traffic center. Good morning.
Good morning, Sabrina. A little bit crowded getting up through Kennesaw, headed 75 north between Canton Road, Highway 5 and Chastain. 575 doing okay in both directions in and out of Woodstock. And got a crowd, especially in those right lanes as you roll past Six Flags along I-20 East, getting into Fulton Industrial Boulevard. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Mostly cloudy and cool today. Highs in the upper 40s. Rain showers return late this evening through the overnight hours. A few rain showers through early tomorrow morning. Lows in the upper 30s. Drying out tomorrow afternoon. Still breezy and cold. High 45. Temperatures dropping to the upper 20s by Wednesday morning.
It is 42 degrees in Duluth and Johns Creek. Brazelton has 43 degrees. We'll have more news at 10:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome back to the show and a good Monday morning to you. Mark Arum here, you there. It's 10:05, 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. This is the Mark Arum Show, live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon on 95.5 WSB. The whole gang with us today. Deborah, executive producer of the program. Longoria, the stoic Eskimo on the other side of the takeout window. Vinny Drip screens your calls. 30 minutes from right now, Eric Erickson's going to join us live. Man, I haven't talked to Eric on the air in like a month. It's been a while. I have so much to talk about, Eric, including what's going on with Marjorie Taylor Greene's seat, what's going on in D.C. So plan on going long with Eric Longoria at 10:35. 11:05, Emily Nicole from Bloomberg News going to join us overseas on this sudden crash of Bitcoin. Thoughts and prayers if you are a Bitcoin person that has invested heavily, because it is tumbled now below 85,000 per Bitcoin. It was like 120,000 not too long ago. Speaking of money, today is Cyber Monday. Joining us on the show, correspondent Rory O'Neill. Rory, we survived Thanksgiving. We survived Black Friday, Small Business Saturday. Now we are smack dab in the middle of Cyber Monday.
Well, it's going to be busy online shopping, and it could be actually busier than Black Friday. That's the way this trend has been going. Look, you're old enough to remember that Cyber Monday actually became a thing because 25 years ago, we all had dial-up internet access at home. And when we got to the office on Monday, we'd use the quote-unquote good internet to do our online shopping. And since then, it's just ballooned. Now we've all got high-speed access, and much of it now on our phones, and this really has become a force in the retail world. A record amount is expected to be spent today, and on all kinds of products in all kinds of sectors, everything from electronics and clothing to toys, of course. But it's just tough to know, everything seems to be 30% off. And you're like, oh, I don't know when to believe it's actually true. It seems like these deals have been hitting my inbox for about 3 months now.
Yeah, I was talking about this with my wife over the weekend. I got like 4 or 5 Cyber Monday emails. She got like 50 of them. It seems like Cyber Monday is permeating all industries now.
Well, it is. And that's one of the pieces of advice for shoppers is to think outside the box. Just don't assume Amazon, right? It's because in many cases, there are so many products at Amazon. It's tough to find what you want, what's aimed at you. I know they try to do that, and then you feel like, well, wait, I'm missing out on other good stuff. So go to retailers that you know and like online, not just Amazon, but also look outside the box when it comes to what you're shopping for. There are big deals going on streaming services like Hulu and Disney Plus and Paramount Plus. They're doing deals well into 2026. But you're also going to find a lot of cruise and travel deals. I'm seeing $150 4-night cruises, on Carnival sailing out of Florida. Quick little getaway for a pretty reasonable price. Okay, it's not going to be balcony, but, you're not in your cabin that much, or when you are, the lights are out. Look at the travel deals, because airlines are also offering up some big deals. So my point being, don't assume you just have to go to Amazon for Cyber Monday. Lots of different retail sectors out there, from travel to TV services, that you'll find deals.
Correspondent Rory O'Neill joining us on the Mark Arum Show. No, Black Friday used to be, it was dubbed Black Friday because that was the day that retailers actually went into the black for the year. But if I'm hearing you correctly, consumers are now spending more on Cyber Monday than they do on Black Fridays.
Yeah, and look, Black Friday was a success. Adobe Analytics saying business was up and spending was up about 9% compared to a year ago. That's significant. They also warned, though, that we're actually getting less stuff for that 9% increase. So whether or not that meant that prices were, let's just say, 10% higher, or are we buying the premium label on things, right? It's tough to separate those two right now. But the consumer activity out there remains strong. Retail therapy is still a big part of the holiday season.
Rory, happy surfing, happy saving on this Cyber Monday, my friend.
Thanks, Mark. Talk to you soon.
See you, buddy. Now, we've had these deals coming in our inboxes pretty much throughout November, right, Deborah, leading up to Black Friday and Cyber Monday and Small Business Saturday. So actually yesterday, credit to my wife, she took advantage of Cyber Monday deals on Sunday from Goldbelly. Goldbelly's like the food delivery place. So I don't know what kind of deal. Apparently it was a really good deal. So Maya planned our Christmas Eve dinner. We're going to stay at home again. That's what we've been doing. We order some of our favorite foods from Goldbelly, and then we just have like a smorgasbord. So she saved a lot of money on that. There's nothing really. Oh, you know what I need? Oh, this is hopefully she bought them. I need new earbuds. Is that what they are called?
For your, to listen?
To listen to stuff, yeah.
The earbuds, yeah.
So the ones I'm using now are Sanjay's wife's old ones.
Why?
Because I never had. I don't know anything about technology. So I was with Sanjay, and I had the plug-in earphones, and he's like, "Why do you still have the plug-in earphones? Why don't you have earbuds?" I'm like, "I don't know anything about them." He's like, "My wife's got an old pair, so he gave them to me, and I've been using them, but they're old, and the charge doesn't last."
There's some good deals on wireless tech right now.
So I'm assuming Maya jumped in on that, but other than that, I haven't. I'm actually on a baseball card website right now, checking any Cyber Monday deals.
Nothing on sale?
No, there's stuff on sale. Nothing I want. That's the problem. Nothing I want is on sale. Like Longoria was just telling us during the break. Obviously, a Lego fanatic. You were like, oh, I'm going to go to Target and get Legos. They're having these Cyber Monday deals. But what happened?
Yeah, so they're jacking up the price way above the retail price, and then they lower it on the sales. But the sale is basically what you would pay for if you paid on Lego.
Yeah, you got to do your due diligence there. Got to do your due diligence. Anyway, happy Cyber Monday. I hope you save. Hope you don't get duped where they jack up the price and then drop it down. But be set. But $11 billion expected to be spent today on Cyber Monday. No one's doing work today, apparently. Everyone's going to be on their computer at work and just looking for Cyber Monday deals. Godspeed. This is another horrible story. That was a horrible transition. I'm sorry. Search continues for the people who opened fire during a family party in Stockton, California. I don't know if you saw this headline over the weekend. 4 are dead and multiple injuries. CBS News reporter Madison Keevy has more.
As investigators work, the community mourns.
These animals walked in and shot children at a children's birthday party. And none of us should stand for that.
This is Thanksgiving weekend. This is when families come together, celebrate, share memories, and unfortunately tonight, heaven is a little bigger.
Man, and the suspect apparently still at large, still on the loose. Really difficult story there. Earlier, last half hour, we talked to Nancy Cortez, trying to get a feeling of what's going on with the Russia-Ukraine war. Despite efforts to negotiate a peace deal, many sticking points remain between Ukraine and Russia. Not a surprise, right? Another strike in eastern Ukraine has led to the deaths of at least 4 people, with 40 more hurt. More from ABC's Ian Pinnell.
It's something of a crunch week for President Trump's peace efforts. His special envoy, Steve Witkoff, is going to be traveling to Moscow today. He's expected to give Vladimir Putin a plan to end the war when they meet tomorrow at the Kremlin. This follows high-level talks in Florida over the weekend between the US and Ukraine. Both sides were calling it productive publicly, but there's no real sign that they were able to reach agreement on the most difficult issues blocking a deal.
Yeah, I mean, I want there to be a deal. Right, this is a horrible, the deadliest European war since World War II. But I don't see how the two sides are going to come together. There's too many red lines for each party, whether it's Ukraine, Russia, the European Union, or the United States. Like, everyone wants something different, and I don't know how all of those groups can come together and work out a deal. But obviously, a huge story we're going to continue to follow. Speaking of Europe, I don't know if you've ever had them. All right, this is a Vinny question. He's not here. Oh, there you are. I can't see you, Vin. You got to stay in the window. Vinny, I should ask this to Alex Williams, but do you know what escargot is, Vinny?
Is that snail?
It is snails.
Yeah.
Good job. Vinny does know that food. I'm not a fan. I tried them once, and I was like, I'm good. I don't know if you've ever partaken.
I've tried them once, yeah.
Yeah, once.
Yeah.
Garlic and butter makes everything, but to me, in my mind, I'm like, this is still a snail in my mouth. Vinny, have you ever tried escargot?
I have not tried it, though.
Yeah. I mean, do it once and see what it's,
It wasn't bad. It wasn't gefilte fish. That's for sure.
No, gefilte fish is way better than escargot. I'm assuming, Deborah, this occurred in Europe. What they're dubbing a large snail theft.
Yeah, something's going on in France, because this is like the third big theft you've had. You had the Louvre, you had that other art museum, and now you've got this professional snail theft.
Do you think it's one big ring?
Well, they're saying they're professional thieves. They targeted this one family who, they spent generations like selling snails to very high-end restaurants. They're not just, I guess, I don't really know much about snails, but
it's expensive.
Right, they
Escargot
cater
expensive.
to really high-end hotels, restaurants, and everything, especially in the tourist districts. And they said that they lost about a half ton of snails, and they were valued over $100,000. I don't know what that is in euros. But the police think it's organized criminals because the way they were able to get in and out and the type of clues they left behind. They're like, these weren't just people. Like, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
They knew where they were going.
Targeted.
It was targeted, yeah.
All right. $100,000 worth of snails, Deborah. Do you think that I think that is a smart criminal or a dumb criminal?
I'll say a smart criminal.
Yeah, no, it's a dumb criminal because I'm assuming you have to keep them alive in order for them to be edible, right? You can't have a snail that's been dead for 2 weeks and then sell it to a restaurant. So you got to maintain the life of these snails, and then you have to have someone that's willing to buy them. And I don't know if escargot is superfluous in every restaurant in France. You've been to France, Deborah. Is every restaurant, are they like French fries where you get, oh, you want the burger? What do you want for your side, fries or escargot?
No,
are they that?
It's not. I mean, not from what I didn't go to that many restaurants, but it wasn't on every menu that I saw. Maybe when you're in the nicer areas of Paris, but when you're outside of it, you're not going to see it on every menu.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I appreciate the hustle. That's a lot of work, though. $100,000 worth of, you got to keep them alive. I don't think, or at least freeze them right away. I don't know what the etiquette is. Vinny, check out it. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to spoil anyone's appetite, but yeah, I'm going to say that is a dumb criminal. All right, when we come back, we're going to update our top local stories. Right now, though, we got to check the ride around town. Joining us live, the incomparable Ashley Frasca.
Hey, let's check it. In fact, still seeing some holiday traffic, perhaps down out of Clayton County into Henry County along 75 South, a little stop and go from Highway 138 until you get to about Jodico Road. Downtown looking pretty good. Hartsfield-Jackson still going to be busy today, but really only a crowd on the connector northbound coming up from University Avenue, and southbound just a bit under the speed limit passing 14th and 10th Streets. Traffic brought to you by Blindster.com. Blindster's Cyber Week sale is here. Save up to 50% now on all custom blinds, guaranteed to fit and priced lower than big box stores. Hurry, this sale ends soon. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
He's the guy at the desk next to you.
It's not as bad as it could be.
He's your co-pilot for the ride home.
Hey, the ladies are at home. Let's smoke cigars.
Eric Von Hessler.
Some sort of cultural affirmation. Yes, I am this kind of man.
Today at 3.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Normally, they put a roof over your head, but this is the time of year that Findlay Roofing also puts presents under trees. Merry Christmas! It's Dave Baker, host of the Home Fix-It Show. My friends at Findlay Roofing, the Roof guys, are proud to support Clark's Christmas Kids again this year. Findlay will donate $100 from every roof replacement between now and December 14th. Finley has committed to donate at least $15,000 to Clark's Christmas Kids. Santa would be proud, and Rufus is proud too. And if it's time to replace your roof, please think of Findlay first. With over 65,000 roofs replaced locally, they've mastered the process with impeccable, high-quality work. 'Tis the season to give yourself the gift of a new roof while helping give a Merry Christmas to local foster children. Get started right now. Schedule your free roof analysis at FindlayRoofing.com.
'Tis the season. Have you gotten your flu shot? At All Care, our experienced flu specialists are dedicated to providing comprehensive and personalized care, from vaccines to testing to treatment. And you can walk right in to any of All Care's 15 Atlanta locations and access our unique combination of primary and immediate care under a single roof. For flu season and beyond, say goodbye to waiting for the doctor and say hello to All Care, a proud member of the Piedmont Clinically Integrated Network.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus? Or are they promising you up to 10% growth per year, all for your retirement income? If not, then you need to come to Trajan Wealth. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you have a plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hardworking folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 upfront or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't keep working when you're supposed to be retired, and don't let any financial advisor tell you it's too good to be true. Call Trajan today. 404-208-3300. That's 404-208-3300.
Annuities, non-advisory products. DBA Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
This is Jonathan Geller at D. Geller & Son Jewelers with my dad, Mike. And Dad, how do you know you've got the right gift before you give it?
You get it at D. Geller & Son. We've been helping Atlanta get it right since 1939 with real jewelry experts to walk you through Atlanta's best selection.
Whether it's silver and diamond stocking stuffers for $95, diamond hoops for $13.95, or one-of-a-kind showstoppers.
For the best selection, best quality, and best value.
Trust D. Geller & Son in Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 40-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term life insurance may only cost you about $100 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-352-9239. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance to buy $1 million of affordable term life for you. All you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-352-9239. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-352-9239. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. For affordable term life insurance, call 800-352-9239. 800-352-9239.
Got a leaky pipe? Trouble with your heat or AC? Ace Hardware Home Services is around the corner with trusted pros to fix it. From plumbing to heating and cooling, we'll keep your home running smoothly all year long. Get help today at acehardwarehomeservices.com.
The Breda Wildlife Guarantee keeps you protected from critters at no additional cost. Breda's also proud to sponsor Scott Slade's Georgia every Thursday on Atlanta's Morning News.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Was not because I had any trouble with my feet, but I felt that my rights were being violated as a human being and that I was not pleased with the way we were treated as a people.
70 years ago today, Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat to a white man on a Montgomery, Alabama bus as required by local law. Her arrest sparked a year-long bus boycott. Eventually, the law was overturned. Parks' protest a cornerstone in the civil rights movement. That was an interview from 1986 she gave. I don't know if you know this, Deborah, but my grandmother could have been Rosa Parks' stunt double. I'll show you a picture during the break. My grandmother, often mistaken for Rosa Parks, which is pretty remarkable. That was 70 years ago today. Updating the controversial narco strikes, Pete Hegseth coming under fire. Now, bipartisan folks on the Senate side want to look into that narco strike back in September. Betsy Klein at the White House this morning.
Major questions for the White House this morning as to whether they committed a war crime. Our colleague Natasha Bertrand over at the Pentagon reported over the weekend that the U.S. military carried out a second follow-up strike on an alleged drug vessel in the Caribbean on September 2nd after the first strike did not kill everyone on board. Now, sources familiar with the matter say that when the initial strike appeared to disable the boat and kill people, it was assessed that there were survivors. That second attack killed the remaining people on board and sunk the ship. Now, one of the sources says that Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth ordered the military before the operation to ensure that it killed every single person on board, but it is not clear if he knew whether that there were survivors before the second strike took place. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill now say that this may constitute a war crime. Listen.
Obviously, if that occurred, that would be very serious, and I agree that would be an illegal act. This is completely outside of anything that has been discussed with Congress, and there is an ongoing investigation.
If you received that order, would you have carried it out?
No. No, and I'm a guy who I have sunk 2 ships, but going after survivors in the water, that is clearly not lawful.
Now, President Trump told reporters that Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth told him that he did not order the second strike, and President Trump says that he would not have wanted that. But this comes as the U.S. military has conducted about 20 known strikes on these alleged drug vessels operating in the Caribbean, and the U.S. has also amassed a significant show of force in the region as President Trump weighs his options on Venezuela. There have been roughly 15,000 military personnel, more than a dozen warships, and the president has been briefed on a range of plans. We've also learned that President Trump did speak with Venezuela President Nicolas Maduro. He did not provide details on the substance of that call.
Betsy Klein at the White House this morning. I will ask Eric Erickson what he thinks about that whole Hegseth controversy on the narco boats. He's going to join us live after the news at 10:30. Quick backtrack to the Black Friday deals. Apparently, there's some Walmart customers, Deborah, that were not happy. I am mad I didn't know about this because I would have gone to Walmart on Black Friday for this deal.
Well, I didn't know about it either, but we've seen all these videos in the past where people like rush stores for Black Friday at the Walmart, and it's usually a TV, right? So they decided to have a little bit of fun on this. Instead of having TVs for Black Friday, they were having Mac Friday box, which was an enormous box of mac and cheese looking like a 65-inch flat screen TV, sold for $20. It sold out immediately, and fans were not happy. It was only available online, though.
And it was like, it's Kraft mac and cheese. You add the stuff and the powder, and there were boxes.
65-inch box
of mac and cheese, and it turned out to be like 25 cents a piece. But they sold out instantaneously, and people were not happy. I would have loved that. Maybe Maya got me that. 65-inch Kraft mac and cheese box. All right, Sabrina's got your news, weather, and traffic. Then Eric Erickson live next on the Mark Arum Show.
This is Scott Slade from iRoofer, FGA Roofing. Are you starting to consider a new roof but not sure if it's needed or what it might cost? FGA Roofing offers their free drone assessment. You'll know if it just needs a fix, a rejuvenation, or a new roof. They'll quote you a price, and if you mention you heard about it on the radio, they'll take $1,500 off the quote, and that quote's good for a year. And with your good credit, you can take advantage of their 000 offer. 0 down payment, 0 payments for 18 months, and 0 interest. Take the first step now and set up an appointment. Google FGARoofing.com.
Whether it's a slip that ends in a slip disc, a trick knee that's holding you back, or shoulder pain hurting your game, you can count on Northside Hospital Orthopedics. With leading care in Georgia at convenient locations all across the state, we're here to get you back on your feet, no matter what comes your way. Because Georgia moves us, and we keep Georgia moving. Find a provider near you at northside.com/ortho. That's northside.com/ORTHO.
2 homes, same street, same layout, but one had an orchard sign and sold for a whole lot more. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler, and here's why that matters. The first seller went the traditional route. Weeks of showings, price drops, frustration. In the end, they settled for less. The second seller chose Orchard and got ahead. Their agent knew what buyers wanted, made smart upgrades, and marketed the home like a pro. It sold fast and for top dollar. And here's the kicker. With Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, that seller had already moved into their new place before the old one even hit the market. No last-minute cleanings, no strangers walking through during dinner, no stress. You're not stuck. You don't have to wait. You can move now and still sell for more. Start your free home valuation today at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
Picture it, your holiday table, the family cooking together, the scent of golden brown bread, rosemary from roasted potatoes, and a salad so crisp it snaps. This season at Kroger, make the moments that matter possible with quality that's affordable in every aisle. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
You can save big on fresh Heritage Farm boneless chicken breasts. They're on sale now for only $1.99 a pound with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Whether it's a walk-in closet, master closet, or pantry, unlock the true potential of your storage areas in time for the holidays. Schedule your free design consultation today at artisancustomclosets.com and reward yourself with affordable luxury this holiday season.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather, traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It is 10:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news sponsored by your Metro Atlanta Amco dealers. This just in, the first day back after the Thanksgiving break is a short one for Decatur schools. It's because of a large water main break.
The 36-inch water main break is on Midway Road, and the outages are impacting all schools in the city of Decatur. DeKalb watershed management officials do not have an estimated time for repair, so the school system is proactively closing facilities due to safety and sanitation concerns for students and staff. Closures include College Heights and the Fraser Center. All after-school activities and athletics events are also canceled. The district will provide updates on their website and social media channels. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
All right, thank you, Graham. Your weather for today, cloudy and cool with a high only around 49. Rain showers late this evening, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. She'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up in just over 2 minutes. Happening right now, a manhunt underway for an armed and dangerous inmate. Timothy Shane slipped away while at Grady for a mental evaluation. The Rockdale County Sheriff's Office saying he stole an SUV parked in the area, got into an accident, then ran away. The owner of that stolen SUV says that a Glock handgun was stolen from the vehicle. Shane has a history of fleeing, plus felony drug and weapons charges. He's described as a white man, 5'9", and has a buzz cut. You can see Shane's photo at WSBradio.com. Anybody who sees him should call 911. Ukrainian President Zelensky says important issues need to be resolved to reach a deal to end the war with Russia. Zelensky made the comment after U.S. and Ukrainian officials held talks in Florida. Meanwhile, Special Envoy Steve Witkoff is headed to Russia to meet with President Putin tomorrow. Ukraine and its European allies have been calling for revision to the Trump administration's peace plan that would see Ukraine give up territory and renounce joining NATO. President Trump says he'll make results of his recent MRI public, though it's not clear when that might happen.
If they want to release it, it's okay with me to release it. It's perfect. What was the reason? It's like my phone call where I got impeached. It's absolutely perfect.
Asked by reporters aboard Air Force One what was examined during that imaging, he said that it was not the brain, adding that he'd taken a cognitive test and aced that. The president underwent an MRI while visiting Walter Reed Military Medical Center back in October, but that's as much as he or the White House has said about it. Cyber Monday sales are expected to be strong, while retail analysts say Black Friday sales were about more than 4% from the same day a year ago. Craig Foreman is executive with the shipping company DHL.
We're seeing volumes very similar, a little up from last year. Value of those sales are up a little bit as well, showing 10% up year on year, and that's at the dollar level. Volume level will probably only up about 1 or 2%, but dollars are up. But that means consumers are spending the money and they're out there shopping.
And Foreman says, among other things, apparel sales are doing well this early holiday shopping period. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow right now is down more than 0.5%. So is NASDAQ and the S&P. Ashley Frask is in the WSB 24-hour traffic center, and she has a look at your roads.
Just watched a crash move to the shoulder downtown, 7585 northbound up from University Avenue, so that's better news passing Center Park Stadium. And we do have a crash involving a tractor trailer as you head down to McDonough. That is in the left lane. It looks like some cars on the right shoulder as well, 75 south past Jonesboro Road. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Mostly cloudy and cool today, highs in the upper 40s. Rain showers return later this evening, heavy at times overnight and tapering off tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, mostly cloudy, breezy, high 45. Potentially a hard freeze on Wednesday morning, lows in the upper 20s. Wednesday afternoon, sunshine, high near 50.
It is 45 degrees right now in Canton and Commerce. Conyers has 46 degrees. We'll have more news at 11 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Clark Howard here. And each year we set a goal to provide gifts for every child in foster care across the state of Georgia. And we can't do it without you. Join me at 3 different Walmarts across Metro Atlanta December 7th. 13th and 14th for our 35th annual Clark's Christmas Kids. Help make Georgia foster kids' Christmas wishes come true. For more information about how you can donate and for Walmart store locations, visit WSBradio.com.
Number one, I don't know that happened. And Pete said he did not want them. He didn't even know what people were talking about.
President Trump talking about the narco attack and Pete Hegseth's role. Eric Erickson joins us live. We'll discuss that and Georgia politics 2 minutes away on The Mark Arum Show.
Hi, I'm Andy, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As a product development manager, I make sure every piece of fine jewelry at Shane Company is meticulously designed for quality. From 14-karat gold chains, pearl necklaces, diamond studs, and of course, dream engagement rings. We know you can get your holiday gifts anywhere these days, but knowing your loved one's gift was crafted by master jewelers? It's a difference everyone can see and feel, no matter the price. All of our fine jewelry begins with a vision by our in-house designers. Then, we ensure each piece meets our high-quality standards every step of the way, including the smallest details. It's why our jewelry comes with our all-inclusive, free lifetime warranty that covers everything and doesn't cost a dime. At Shane Company, there's no shortcuts, just craftsmanship. Because a friend wants your fine jewelry to be nothing short of perfect. Come see for yourself. Visit us in-store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Omaha Steaks offers unrivaled quality and variety every bite, backed by their 100% guarantee. They've been in business since 1917. They're kind of like America's Butcher. They're the butcher shop that my house uses often for great deals. Omaha Steaks has delicious offerings, and they make meal prep so easy for our house. Even like the individually wrapped boneless, skinless chicken breasts, fantastic and tender. They're not like steroided, roid rage chicken breasts. They're tender. They're the perfect size. Everything you get from Omaha Steaks is great. Right now, you get 50% off site-wide and an extra 20% off select favorites at omahasteaks.com. It's their cyber sale. And at checkout, you put in Eric as your promo code. You get an extra $35 off. Terms apply. See site for detail. omahasteaks.com. 50% off site-wide, 20% off select favorites. At checkout, use Eric, E-R-I-C-K, as your promo code. You're going to get an extra $35 off. Incredible value, incredible steaks, omahasteaks.com.
Your time with those who matter most this holiday season and sell your home with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. There are no showings, no open houses, and the best part, there is no stress. Hi, it's Chris Chandler. Go to markspain.com and start packing.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell.
11:37 on the Mark Arum Show. Coming up in 30 minutes, we're going to go live to jolly old England, get the latest on this incredible Bitcoin fall we've been experiencing in the last couple of weeks. 1 hour from now, Clark Howard's going to join us, previewing Clark's Christmas Kids. And if you're just joining us, every year after the Thanksgiving holiday, when we get back on the air, we flip the switch and do all Christmas music here on the Mark Arum Show. Joining us live, as he does every Monday at this time, our good friend Eric Erickson. Eric, first up, how was your Thanksgiving, brother?
It was great. Got to sleep a lot. Smoked 2 turkeys. Had to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning on Thanksgiving to get the turkeys done, and I was in bed asleep by 2:30 p.m. having been well fed.
Oh, that's amazing. I would imagine with your kitchen acumen, it's just assumed, oh, Eric's cooking Thanksgiving this year.
Well, my mother-in-law is actually a phenomenal cook. She did most of the cooking. I did the sweet potato pie and the chocolate pie, and then I did 2 turkeys.
All right. Well, Eric, I hope you had a very restful Thanksgiving break. So much you and I haven't talked in the air in quite a bit.
I know. It's been insane, too.
Yeah, exactly. Let's start with Marjorie Taylor Greene, the shocking resignation on social media, I guess 2 Fridays ago now. Your initial reaction to the resignation and what comes next for the 14th District?
Hopefully someone sane who can get stuff done. Regardless of where you stand on Marjorie Taylor Greene, it is an objective fact. She has terrible constituent services. I hear this on my show all the time, particularly from businesses in her area, that they've got to rely on Barry Loudermilk's office or Rich McCormick's office to get help because Marjorie doesn't help them. She wants to be on TV. So I don't know if she'll get a show on OAN with Matt Gaetz, pedos in Palestine or something. I have no idea what she's going to do, but good riddance.
Do you think that is the next move, though? Whether it's a podcast or a cable news network, as opposed to maybe throwing her hat in a political race here, senator, governor, or the presidential race in 2028?
She may want to jump into one of those other races. She went on a tirade over Thanksgiving about how people think the system is broken. They don't know how broken it is. It's absolutely unfixable. And how dare you suggest she should stay and do her job when it's an undoable job. It definitely sounds like she wants to be a leader. My guess is it will be of a podcast variety or something. But if she wants to run for future office and claim the whole thing's broken and has got to be torn down, I'm sure there will be a very small market for it, but one that she can corner and make a lot of money off of.
In the meantime, there's going to be a gap there where that district is unrepresented, right? They've got to have the special election, then we assume a runoff. Speaker Mike Johnson cannot be happy about losing a vote for a couple of months.
No, he's really not. He's trying to keep it together. Troy Nels from Texas, a reliable voter for Donald Trump, is also saying he's going to leave, but he'll stay till the end of the year, or till the end of the term, which is what they want. They've got a very slim majority. They're hoping that this Tennessee race tomorrow goes for them. It should. It's a Trump plus 20 district, but the race is too close to call right now. So the Republicans have a lot of trouble. The wheels do seem to be coming off right now.
Do you think we'll see more folks, announce either they're not going to run or resign before their term ends? Is this just the beginning of a wave?
If you talk to Republicans on Capitol Hill, they believe it is. In fact, they have been sending signals to the White House that if the White House doesn't change how it's treating Congress, they will go on and hand Hakeem Jeffries the speakership. There is the level of anger. During Trump's first term, there was a lot of anger about Donald Trump, but it was from people who didn't like him. The problem is the anger right now is coming from the people who really like him, and they're furious. I was talking to a senator over the weekend who is very close to Donald Trump, who said he's trying to explain to the president that it's his team, that all the kids, as the senator said, like to say, you don't know what time it is. It's like it's the White House that doesn't know what time it is.
What exactly why the anger? Why are they frustrated with this administration?
Because the administration keeps them in the dark on issues and then expects them to defend those issues.
Okay.
The administration produces legislation that doesn't have support in Congress, never talk to Congress, and just expects Congress to pass what they want. We have a separation of powers in this country, and there's some in the White House, led by Steve Bannon on the outside, believe that Congress should be like the Russian Duma and just give to Trump what he wants, like Vladimir Putin gets from the Russian Duma, but that's not the way our Congress works.
Erick Erickson joining us live on the Mark Arum Show. Want to ask you about the controversial, I'm putting that in quotes, narco boat strike that's now in the air, and Secretary Pete Hegseth catching some fire. What's your take on this situation?
Look, I think we got to find out the facts, because I'm not willing to credit the anonymous sources, but look at the Democratic video. The Democrat 6, they put out the video about don't do unlawful orders. The White House denies there hasn't been an unlawful order. Then suddenly there's this report. Clearly there was a baiting of the White House here. The report comes out that they killed these people. Now, what the White House is saying is that they weren't targeting the people in the water. They were targeting the boat, which was still afloat and buoyant. They were trying to sink it. The people got killed in collateral damage. If they were targeting the people, that actually is a war crime, not under just the Geneva Convention, but under federal law. And Hegseth is liable for it. He's not denying it, but now the White House has scrambled for this buoyancy story. There's going to have to be a congressional investigation, and the Republicans in the Congress are actually taking this one very seriously, in large part because they've turned on the Pentagon. You got to keep in mind, behind the scenes is the Ukraine angle. They don't like the Trump administration's capitulation towards the Russians, and if they can throw the administration off their game on there, they're willing to at this point. And we're headed into the every man for himself territory of the midterm, so the Trump administration really does need to figure out what time it is.
I thought, when we got word of this double tap strike on the narco boat, that the simplest explanation for Secretary Hegseth would have been, yeah, I gave the initial order, hey, no one alive. But I didn't know there would be two survivors. I would not have okayed, doing that second tap strike. To me, that would have been the logical reasoning for the secretary to give and to explain what happened. But he has not gone that way at all. He's tripling down on the order.
He is, and he can't, because each of these strikes are vetted by military lawyers, and so even the second strike would have been vetted. And what we know from the reporting, if the reporting is accurate, is that the lawyers were not involved in the authorization of the second strike. And if that's the case, there was no one to clear the hurdle on, is this a legal order or not? And that makes Hegseth himself directly liable under the federal law.
President Trump has been fully backing Hegseth and FBI Director Kash Patel, but there's rumors behind the scene that they might not have the longest of tenures in their positions. Any validity to this that Patel or Hegseth could be out of a job maybe by the end of the year?
I think a number of them are probably, not just them, possibly looking on their way out the door. Patel in particular. The president is very liable to defend people publicly and privately, bristle, and from what multiple people are saying, which I tend to believe, he's kind of tired of Patel. One, he announced that the killer was in custody after Charlie Kirk's assassination when there wasn't. Then he tweeted about an ongoing terror investigation that allowed terrorists to escape the country. Just the other day, he tweeted that they were going to do a manhunt for the killers of the National Guard soldiers in D.C., even after the killer had been caught. And now there are reports coming out that he's been using FBI agents to protect his girlfriend. He flew on a private jet during the shutdown, despite being told by the president not to. That there's this much leaking out about him seems to be people trying to damage him in the eyes of the president, and it looks like it's probably working.
Interesting. Eric, a couple of big pardons, or one possible pardon, and one pardon we know for sure that President Trump did. We're hearing reports that the president plans to pardon former Honduran President Juan Orlando Hernandez only a year into a 45-year federal prison sentence for drug trafficking. I know the president has pardon power. He can do whatever he wants. But the fact that this is on the heels of, the fight against the narco-terrorists, et cetera,
right.
Is this something that could actually happen? And would that anger his base?
He's already announced it on Twitter, so it sounds like it's a done deal. This one makes no sense. Republican members of the Senate are speaking up about this one. Tom Cotton, Bill Cassidy, and others are asking what the heck is going on here. You can't. So the president, just so we understand here, President Trump said this morning that, as he understand it, this guy got railroaded by the Biden administration, except the prosecution began under Donald Trump's first term. It just carried into Joe Biden's term because of the COVID shutdown, when the courts were shut down. That's why it carried into the Biden term. This was a Trump prosecution from his first term. The guy is a leading narco-terrorist gun runner. He was found guilty, sentenced to 45 years for a conspiracy to funnel drugs and guns around the world. And now Trump just pardoned the very man that he himself had prosecuted in his first term. It literally makes no sense.
Yeah, especially, when the administration is like, we are going to prevent drugs from coming into the country.
Yeah, we're going to blow up the narco-terrorists and treat them as enemy combatants, but we're going to pardon you. That makes no sense.
Is that maybe just to provide cover for the pardon that he gave, I guess, last week to David Gentile? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't think he thinks that way. I don't know. And that pardon, I mean, that guy is headed off to prison and pardons him after 7 days or grants him clemency. All of these pardons are scratching people's heads, including the one with the Binance guy. Why pardon that guy when he was funneling money to Hamas?
Yeah, it's very confusing. Eric, you bring clarity to the confusion every day from noon to 3. What do you have on the program today, my friend?
I'm going to review this last insane week, complete with the tweets. None of it makes sense. I'll try to make it make some sense.
Awesome. Can't wait. Eric Erickson, noon to 3 across these fruited plains. All right, quick break. When we come back, we'll update our top local stories. 10:48 on the Mark Arum Show. Let's check the ride around town. Hopefully no big backups on this Cyber Monday, Ashley Frasca.
No, things are actually starting to get a little bit better out of Stockbridge into McDonough. Had a crash in the left lane. Everything now on the shoulder, 75 south. So lanes are open past Jonesboro Road, exit 221. You're still on the brakes, though, coming down from Highway 138 and 675. That water main break in Decatur has Midway Road closed near Memorial Drive. Beware of that. And still just a few brake lights downtown, 75, 85 north, getting up to I-20. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
If you have the WSB radio app.
If you have the WSB
all
app.
the notifications you need.
If you have the WSB app.
All the local and breaking news alerts you need.
Breaking news in Cobb County.
All in one place.
We'll send out an alert on the WSB app.
The 95.5 WSB app.
Download it from your app store today.
This is Jonathan Geller at D. Geller & Son Jewelers. My dad, Mike. Dad, what's the all-time best Christmas gift?
Diamond studs. Everybody needs a pair.
And ours don't break the bank. Real diamonds set in gold from just $275. And with D. Geller & Son's lifetime upgrade, Get 100% of what you paid towards a big repair anytime for life.
We also have diamond jackets for $5.95 that go around the studs to instantly change the look.
So come spend the holidays with the experts at D. Geller & Son in Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
It's the end of the year. Time to look back and reflect. Look at all we did. But look at all the things we meant to do, but never actually did. After all those tipsy New Year's promises, you didn't join the gym. You didn't get around to reading War and Peace. And apparently, you didn't do anything about this garage door that's still not working right. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. A quick repair will get your garage door back in shape, no matter how much you eat. No crazy diets, just a smooth, quiet door going up and down like it should. And after all of your friends have bailed on their gym memberships, you'll have a garage door that works like a charm for several New Years to come. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and I'll throw in my copy of War and Peace. I mean, who am I kidding?
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Hey, it's Shelley Winter. Give a gift that moves. The Lexus December to Remember sales event is on now at Butler Lexus South Atlanta. Exceptional offers through January 5th. Butler Lexus South Atlanta, the standard of amazing.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, every week on the show, we offer folks something we call the Portfolio X-Ray. I was hoping you could walk us through that process and tell us why the information it uncovers is so powerful.
Yeah, so the reason we love doing the Portfolio X-Ray for you is we do that behind the scenes. Everybody's extremely busy. Nobody wants to waste time in traffic. If you call in, we will ask you for some information via the phone. Once you've given us that information, we go to work and we put all the hours in developing the report. And I commit this to you. The Portfolio X-Ray is eye-opening. At least 90+% of the time, we can find 2 or 3 golden nuggets in there that you were not aware of that we can either change in your current portfolio mix for you. It's called a 401k optimizer. Or if we manage the assets for you, we certainly can recommend how to diversify away from some of the troubling points that are exposed during the Portfolio X-Ray. Once we've got that, then we'll have you in for your initial consultation. We will present the Portfolio X-Ray to you and walk you through the high points of it. And that's a document that you get to take with you. It's like getting a financial physical. Mm-hmm. So how many of you avoided going to the doctor for the annual physical last year? You do the same thing with your financial life. You ignore it. You keep pumping money into your 401k. You hope that it's going well, and I can tell you that hope is not a good investment or financial planning strategy. You need to know. So if you want to know, call us.
The Portfolio X-Ray is complimentary. Give Hoffman Financial Group a call to schedule yours today. 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Findlay Roofing. The Roof guys are proud to support Clark's Christmas Kids again this year. Findlay will donate at least $15,000 to Clark's Christmas Kids. Time to replace your roof? Please think of Findlay first. FindlayRoofing.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Maybe you haven't heard about us. We're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless has you paying for more data than you might need. Why? They might want you to cover the costs of younger people who do use all that data. If you're not using the data, you're probably being used. We've heard time and time again that some Big Wireless customers get stuck paying hundreds and even thousands more for years and years because they think it's hard to switch. Not with us. It takes just about 20 minutes and you can change your plan anytime without extra charges. We use the same towers as the big guys, so you'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Our plans start at just $20 a month, and for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Santa Baby?
Santa Baby.
Good Christmas song. Not the best of all time. Welcome back to the Mark Arum Show. I'm waiting. Are you even thinking about, Longoria, what I think is the best Christmas song to play? No. You've got your pre-recorded set list. Anyway, welcome back to the Mark Arum Show. Deborah, I know you were excited for the FIFA World Cup, which is coming to Atlanta. Tickets still waiting to hear back? Did you get them?
No. I mean, if you have a certain thing, you can buy certain levels, or you can buy like really expensive ones already, but regular tickets not available
Not
to the
available
public
yet.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is going to prevent you from going, but Iran has decided they are going to boycott the 2026 World Cup.
Well, not exactly. So what happens is this Friday is the draw. So you have all the teams that have qualified. They get to find out what pot they're going to be in.
Okay.
You know how you have the brackets?
Sure.
And you got to determine the brackets, right? Since everybody qualifies, it's random what bracket they get into. But Iran, I guess some of the visas weren't granted to the delegation by the United States. So they decided, you know what? We're not going to be at the draw. We're not going to celebrate. And we're not going to do this. So they're still going to play in the actual matches when it gets to that time.
They're boycotting the selection.
Yeah, the selection things that we would watch here.
So, but Iran did qualify.
Oh, yeah, they're qualified.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So, and I just don't see that they would boycott the.
You can't.
I think the country would be under more, would duress that if they didn't play in World Cup than some other political
I would
factors.
think, I think you want, to unify the folks, the Persians, the Iranians.
Yeah, go to a sports match.
Yeah, that's that would unify them. I think looking back to what we boycotted the 80 Olympics, right? The United States, we boycotted the 1980 Olympics.
Was it 80 or 76?
And then Russia boycotted the 84 Olympics.
It was during the Cold War.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't understand the political calculus where that makes sense for your country.
You just hurt the athletes.
Exactly. It wasn't 84. Mary Lou Retton. I think they boycotted.
Was it Miracle on Ice 80?
I think we boycotted the 80 Summer Olympics, not the Winter Olympics.
Okay.
And then Russia boycotted. I mean, the only people that get hurt in this are the athletes. So, all right, Iran is not boycotting the World Cup, just the selection show.
Just the draw, yeah.
There you go. We talked about cruises, and Rory O'Neill said there's some great Cyber Monday deals on cruises, like $150 or something crazy like that. This is not a cruise that I will be taking anytime soon. It's a nude cruise.
Yeah, they're called naycations, like naked vacations. Naycations at seas, apparently they've become really popular. There's a company called Bare Necessities, and they've been doing it since the early 90s. And, you have the choice whether you'd like to have clothes or not on these particular cruises.
Oh, it's not required to be completely
It's not required
in the buff.
to. No, you don't have to. And none of the staff are. All of the staff will be fully clothed, too. But if you want to go on these cruises, you can be unclothed, or you can have some clothing.
Are there
too.
certain areas where you are required to be clothed, like the buffet line?
It seems like just when you're eating, they would have you have clothes on. Otherwise, all the other activities, it's optional.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be behind anyone naked in the buffet line.
That's disturbing.
It is disturbing. Thank you, Vin, the voice of reason. Down South Vinny on Instagram. Getting those DMs, folks. Getting those DMs at Down South Vinny. All right, news, weather, and traffic. Bad news for the crypto bros. Bitcoin is falling and falling and falling. Down $5,300 already today. What's causing this precipitous drop? We're going to go to London, England. Get the latest from Bloomberg News next on The Mark Arum Show.
Used to laugh and call him names.
Rudolph is a red nose.
They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer game.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hey friends, it's Mark Arum back from my pals at Reliable Heating and Air. Check it out. This season, Reliable Heating and Air is giving up to $2,000 cash back when you upgrade to a high-efficiency water heater and whole home water purification system. $2,000. You want to do one or the other? It's $1,000 cash back. Amazing. For my friends at Reliable, book your free consultation by going to reliableair.com. Stay warm, stay hydrated, stay paid with Reliable.
1877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Donate your car today. 25.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now, the company's changed. Or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So, what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan today. 404-208-3300. That's 404-208-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. See website for details.
News, weather,
Traffic. 95.5 WSB. Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 11 o'clock. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by the Next Generation Xfinity 10G network. Our top local story is happening right now. Multiple law enforcement agencies on the hunt this morning for an escaped inmate who slipped away from custody while at Grady Hospital here in Atlanta.
Rockdale County Sheriff's deputies brought Timothy Shane to Grady for an evaluation following a reported suicide attempt. After his escape, he stole an SUV parked nearby. Deputies say he crashed the SUV, then ran away. He was last seen dressed in a hospital gown without shoes. Investigators believe Shane took a handgun that was inside the SUV. They say he has a history of fleeing and the public should consider him armed and dangerous. Shane was jailed for several charges, including drug and weapons possession and reckless driving. Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
All right, if you do spot the escaped inmate, you are urged to call 911. You can see his photo at WSBradio.com. Your weather for today, cloudy and cool, highs only in the 40s. 49 is our expected high. Rain showers moving in late this evening, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. In Decatur, the city schools there are dismissing early for the day because of a large water main break.
Schools in the district have little or no water pressure due to a 36-inch water main break that is under repair on Midway Road. With no timetable available for when service will be restored, school officials are taking proactive steps to ensure the safety and well-being of students and staff. Buses were dispatched to retrieve students, and all after-school activities and athletics events are also canceled. The district will provide updates on any possible impacts on tomorrow's schedule on their website and social media channels. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
All right, and Graham tells me that they have reached out to DeKalb for information about any road closures or boil water advisories, but we have not heard back as of yet. All right, this is new at 11 o'clock. The maker of Sharpie, Newell Brands, whose global headquarters are here in Atlanta, well, they plan to cut 900 jobs or 3.8% of its global workforce. The company will also close about 20 Yankee Candle stores here in the U.S. and Canada by January. Another weight loss drug just got cheaper. Rihanna Alley reporting that Eli Lilly becomes the latest drug company to lower the price of its popular weight loss drug, Zepbound.
The lowest dose of the weight loss drug will now be $299 per month. That is down $50. The highest doses also get a $50 price slash to $449. It is important to note, though, these prices are for people who do not have insurance who are buying Zepbound directly from Eli Lilly's website.
Chicago, St. Louis, Detroit could get even more snow today after a Thanksgiving weekend storm smacked the Midwest. Maggie Vespa has more from Chicago this morning.
We had more than 8.5 inches of snow fall here since Saturday, and what followed were thousands of cancellations and delays at this airport alone, with, of course, those travel headaches rippling across the country.
And tomorrow, the Mid-Atlantic and the New England regions will see a wintry mix of rain with ice likely in mountain areas. Let's take a look at the markets. We're in the red this morning. The Dow's down almost 0.5%. NASDAQ and S&P also in negative territory. It's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Alex Williams in the WSB 24-hour traffic center. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Sabrina. Still watching some leftover delays on the south side. Earlier crash, 75 southbound in Henry County, Jonesboro Road exit 221. That has cleared. We're still slow, though, back up into Stockbridge from Highway 138 as you try to head down to McDonough. Downtown, 75-85 northbound, a little sluggish from I-20 up toward Peachtree, Pine Street, and tapping the brakes out of Duluth toward Norcross on 85 southbound from Highway 316 down toward Indian Trail Road. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Mostly cloudy and cool today. Highs in the upper 40s. Rain showers return late this evening through the overnight hours. A few rain showers through early tomorrow morning. Lows in the upper 30s. Drying out tomorrow afternoon. Still breezy and cold. High 45. Temperatures dropping to the upper 20s by Wednesday morning.
It is 46 degrees in Ackworth, Swanee, and Kennesaw. We'll have more news at 11:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
I'll run this town to be near you.
11:04 on this extremely busy news day Monday. Welcome back, friends. Mark Aram and crew with you till noon. 30 minutes from right now, Clark Howard is going to join us, our favorite consumer advocate. He's going to preview Clark's Christmas Kids, which is just around the corner as we flip the calendar from November to December. A lot of big local stories and national stories we're going to cover, but I've been teasing this all morning because I've got friends that are heavily invested in crypto, and they have been, I don't even want to say on pins and needles. They are pulling their hair out right now. Massive, massive declines in just about all of the cryptocurrencies. Wanted to get to the bottom of this. What's going on? Joining us live from London, Bloomberg News' Emily Nicole. Emily, good morning here in Atlanta. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
My friends are freaking out. Just full disclosure, I own zero crypto, so I'm just watching from afar. But how big has this drop been? Let's start with Bitcoin. What's Bitcoin's high in the last 12 months, and what's it trading at now?
Well, we got well over the $100,000 mark earlier this year. President Trump coming in with his administration pushed it to new highs throughout the year. But in the last month or so, it's definitely been in a massive decline. And today we've got below around the $84,500 mark.
That's significant. Now, is this, Emily, are just people taking profits, or is there something behind this massive fall?
There's an element of profit taking for sure, but there's also, I mean, if you think about it, the math would work out. If you wanted to take profits, you'd rather do it at the high, right, rather than the low. So there's an element as well of just market instability. Bitcoin is one of those things that mainstream investors will buy as one of the riskier assets in their portfolio. And when we start to see turmoil happening in stocks or in other classic investments, you'd want to get rid of your riskiest stuff first. And so Bitcoin tends to suffer the most when that happens.
Interesting. So it's folks wanting to get the risk out of their portfolio as opposed to, just, hanging on. I guess it depends on your age or where you are and what your investment portfolio looks like. But that's interesting. Get the risky stuff out as fast as you can.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's how Wall Street predominantly sees Bitcoin. And so if they're thinking about how they're evaluating their portfolios, we have more institutional investors than ever in crypto these days. That's something that we're definitely starting to see as a trend. It's one of the reasons why the exchange-traded funds tied to Bitcoin, which are kind of listed public stock market vehicles that track the price of the cryptocurrency, those have been having massive outflows over the last month because of this selling that's been going on.
Emily Nicole from Bloomberg News joining us live on the Mark Aram Show. Now, I know, again, I have zero knowledge of crypto, the currency, the exchange, how you do it. But, traditional investments, usually when the stock markets drop, the bonds go up, gold prices go up. Is there a similar pattern we can see with cryptocurrency when compared to the more traditional markets? When one goes up, this goes down, et cetera?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. So Bitcoin has a relatively strong correlation with equities. It's at about 0.6 as a rating, between 0 and 1, with 1 being trading in lockstep happens the same, and 0 being they're not correlated at all. So it's definitely, there's a bit of a correlation there between Bitcoin and traditional assets like stocks. But that said, I mean, gold is something that people often pigeon as Bitcoin is a digital version of gold, rather, because it's kind of got that store of value nature to it. People like to think of Bitcoin as something you hold on to, you don't sell when you get nervous, same as you do for gold. If you hold it for a long time, it'll go up in value over time. And with Bitcoin kind of moving down while gold's been moving up, that's been a big kind of flaw in that theory for the last few months.
Interesting. So in November, Bitcoin lost about almost 17% of its value. You mentioned it's now in, kind of more traditional portfolios where in a stock market, you'll have these automatic buy. If this stock gets to this number or this index gets to this number, we're going to start buying. Do you think that 80,000, if Bitcoin gets down to 80,000, that might trigger institutional buys of Bitcoin?
That is the kind of the next support level that we've been hearing from analysts in crypto. So they've been pointing to that $80,000 number. If we do see Bitcoin break below that, that would be a big cause for concern for investors, because it's not just about which level do people think about buying at, but it's also about which level do they think is where, they might have to sell. And 80,000 is an area where, for example, we might see a lot of liquidations, which in crypto is kind of, if you put your cryptocurrencies up as collateral for a loan or as a backstop for a trade, when the price of Bitcoin falls, that could mean that the value of your collateral pile is going lower, and so the exchange that's hosting your trade is forced to sell it to move you out of that position. That's something that we saw happen massively in October. About $19 billion in leveraged bets were wiped out because of a massive decline in Bitcoin on October 10th. And that actually has left the market quite unstable ever since. That's why we've continued to see this instability over the last month or so.
Final quick question for you, Emily. I mean, Bitcoin and crypto's only been around for so long. We don't have the long history that we do, with the Dow Jones Industrial, or even NASDAQ's been around a lot longer. Traditionally, investors know, all right, this is, we expect the stock market to rise approaching Christmas, or we expect the stock market to dip after we get employment numbers. Are there any benchmarks like that yet established for cryptocurrency where, we're coming up on Christmas, that's going to be a great time to buy?
For crypto, I mean, we do definitely look at Fed Reserve meetings. That's something that always gets pointed to in terms of, investors are nervous that rates might go up or rates might go down, and so they're kind of bracing for that by moving their Bitcoin around. So that's something that we watch. In terms of trading periods, though, it does kind of seem relatively isolated. Crypto is one of those rare asset classes that trades 24/7. So while stocks are only 5 days a week, 9 to 5, you get in Bitcoin, it's all the time. And that means on weekends, for example, it gets a lot more volatile because there's less people trading than there would be during the week, but the markets are still open. Christmas in particular has been pretty hectic the last few years. We've seen a lot of blow-ups happen even 2-3 years ago during that period. So it's definitely not a time that investors tend to switch off from crypto.
Yeah, that 24/7 trading can be a blessing or a curse depending on which end of the market you are. Emily Nicole, Bloomberg News, fascinating insight. Thank you so much for the clarification there, Emily.
Thank you.
There you go. I feel more knowledgeable now. Again, I'm not here to sell crypto or buy crypto or tell you what to do, but, losing almost 17%. I've got a couple of individuals that are like, they basically pulled Longoria. Longoria said, hey, there's going to be no Whataburger Wednesdays for the month of December. That's what I'm hearing from my crypto bros. They're like, I'm out. We're not exchanging Christmas gifts this year. And then I keep seeing these videos. I don't know if they're AI generated, Deborah, or not, but it's like this girl in, it's like a grainy VHS video from like 2005. And this girl's like, I've got 5,000 Bitcoin and it's worth, 3 cents. And she goes, imagine when it hits $100. Like, I don't know if it's real or not, or if she held on to it. That's the thing. Like, I don't regret not getting into Bitcoin, because if I bought it at $1, I would have sold it when it hit $5 or 10. Like, I wouldn't have been that, I'm just going to wait till it hits 100,000. Like, I would not have been that guy. Again, do not take investment advice from Mark Arum. Ever. Forever. Baseball card advice. I'll tell you what's a good investment when it comes to baseball cards.
We get a lot of emails about, Mark, I need your help with baseball cards.
Oh, you know what? Here's investment advice. You want to invest in the trading card market? Invest in Pokemon. I had this conversation with a friend of mine. We went to, shout out to the Steamhouse Lounge. Went there for dinner Saturday. Always a good time. And he was in from out of town. And he's like, hey, how's the baseball card market going? I'm like, blah, blah. He's like, is it a good time to invest? I'm like, if I were investing, I'd invest in Pokemon. He's like, why? I was like, well, let me give you an example. You remember those 2 Major League Baseball players that got embroiled in the gambling controversy, throwing pitches, whatever? Like, they're banned from baseball. There was the top Major League prospect for the Tampa Bay Rays a couple of years ago was this surefire can't-miss prospect named Wander Franco. Burst on the scene, amazing. They're like, this is the next big thing. His card prices were through the roof. Luckily, I sold. I was like, all right, I'm going to see a big profit here. I'm going to sell all my Wander Francos. 3 months later, he gets busted for an inappropriate relationship with an underage girl in the Dominican Republic. And he's gone. Like, he's going to go to jail maybe in the Dominican. He's banned from Major League Baseball. I don't know, officially banned. But his card, like a card that was worth $1,000, you can't sell it for $5 now. So back to my original thing. I'm like, invest in Pokemon cards. Because a Pokemon character, what are some of the characters' names? Pikachu or
one of those. Yeah,
Charizard. Like, they're not going to get involved in any controversy.
That's true.
They're not going to get arrested for domestic abuse. They're not going to tear their hamstring and be out for the year or need Tommy John surgery. I do have beef with Pokemon cards though, because everyone's in on them now and they're grading them. So usually you'll send cards, baseball cards or football cards or basketball cards to these grading companies. And now everyone's grading their Pokemon cards. And it's taking like 6 months to get your cards back from these grading companies. Because every Tom, Dick, and Harry are grading their Charizards or whatever. I know nothing. But there's my investment advice. Invest in Pokemon because they'll never get caught in any controversy and they'll never get hurt or injured. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has asked Israel's president to pardon him, saying that the trial is harming the interests of Israel. Big story we've been talking about for a while now, since back before October 7th. Linda Gradstein has details from Jerusalem.
In a video, Netanyahu continued to deny wrongdoing in all 3 cases against him and said a pardon would advance national reconciliation.
Israel, he said, faced great challenges and great opportunities, and in order to fend off the threats and seize the opportunities, national unity was required.
Israel's opposition leaders urged President Isaac Herzog not to issue a pardon unless Netanyahu agrees to step down as prime minister. Linda Gradstein for CBS News, Jerusalem.
Yeah, even before, right before the October 7th Hamas terrorist attack, like Netanyahu's political future was in doubt. Like, there was a lot of controversy there. And then he got a political reprieve. I mean, granted, it was a horrible attack, but the country, in the midst of this war with Hamas, was not going to prosecute or look to change leadership. But now that the ceasefire is in place and holding, he's going to have to, pay the piper, whether he gets a pardon or faces trial or whatever. But we knew this day was coming, and now there's pressure from both sides to, either pardon Netanyahu, the Israeli prime minister, or to, let this come to fruition and see if he will still be the prime minister as we click over to 2026. So I just wanted to give you a quick update on that. All right, 11:16 on the Mark Arum Show. He showed me a picture of his Thanksgiving plate. Chef's kiss. Although, I'm going to show you the picture, Longoria, in the break. For some reason, Alex, you were scared of the middle of your Thanksgiving plate.
It's funny because I was reheating leftovers for Kimberly the other night, and I did the exact same thing. I'm like, why am I afraid of the middle of the plate?
Like, the center of the plate was blank, like empty, wasted space.
Wasted space,
and
I
then
don't
just
know.
like a ring of deliciousness around. Anyway, I digress. Happy Thanksgiving, Alex Williams.
Hey, good to be back with you guys, Mark. Right now, we're watching trouble into Midtown. It's a stall in the right lane, 85 southbound, right underneath Peachtree Street there before you get to 17th Street, slowing you back toward Georgia 400. Seeing brake lights 75, 85 northbound between University Avenue and I-20. Going to check on new trouble there, and 75 south into Henry County still slow south of Mount Zion, trying to get down toward Jonesboro Road and Jodico Road, where earlier crash still sits on the right shoulder. Traffic brought to you by O'Keefe's Working Hands Hand Cream. Cold weather wearing on your hands? Try O'Keefe's Working Hands. You'll see visible results in one use and guaranteed relief for dry, cracked hands. O'Keefe's Working Hands, America's #1 hand cream. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
We've all been
Jam
there.
starting at Langford Parkway.
Counting the minutes before we know we're going to be late because we couldn't count on a traffic app.
Jam from I-85 down towards Ponce.
There is one thing you can count on. Triple team traffic on WSB.
Stay slow once you're inside the perimeter as well.
We know the highways. We know the streets. And we know the shortcuts.
75 northbound heading up to Cobb County through Marietta and Kennesaw.
And all you need to do is listen.
More experience.
More reliable. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Triple team traffic.
95.5 WSB. How Atlanta gets there.
This is Jonathan Geller at D. Geller & Son Jewelers with my dad, Mike. And Dad, how do you know you've got the right gift before you give it?
You get it at D. Geller & Son.
That's it?
That's it. We've been helping Atlanta get it right since 1939 with real jewelry experts to walk you through Atlanta's best selection.
Well, it's a no-brainer when you get here, but not everyone knows what to expect when they're shopping for jewelry.
Well, you can't let nerves talk you into getting a blender when she wanted diamonds. D. Geller & Son is all about making it easy. You don't need to dress up. You don't need to see a receptionist. We're just real people.
And if you're wondering what we have
everything. Every style, every budget.
Whether it's silver and diamond stocking stuffers for $95, diamond hoops for $13.95, or one-of-a-kind showstoppers.
For the best selection, best quality, and best value.
Trust D. Geller & Son in Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
Affordable jewelry for everyone is at D. Geller & Son.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed right here on 95.5 WSB. Well, Chris, as you know, time just keeps on ticking. We're putting another year under our belt, so it seems like a really good time to take stock of our financial lives and put together that plan that's built to last.
There are occasions throughout the year where I feel like it's critical for people to engage their financial lives and get the information that they deserve from a financial advisory team. And this is one of those times, to be quite frank. So we ask that you call us if you have a minimum of $500,000 in your full portfolio. But we're going to do away with that minimum so that those folks can have an equal opportunity to understand what's in their portfolio as well. Now, you have to have some money, right? I can't help you to build your wealth at work, right? But I sure can help, I believe, with your 401k, IRA management. There's probably 2 or 3 things that'll surprise you that you may want to take action on. So the next 10 people that call in will work up either a portfolio x-ray, or if you feel like you need a full retirement plan, go to unleashyourmoney.com, click on portfolio x-ray, or click on full retirement plan. We think you'll be impressed enough, and we want you to become a client. There's no question about it. We believe that we are a very competent fiduciary advisory team, and we want to offer that to our listeners. Let Hoffman Financial Group actually show you how we perform, and I believe we perform at the pinnacle of this industry.
Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
When something's bothering you, you want a real solution, not something that's haphazard, that's not going to do exactly what you need. Real solution the best way. How about a guaranteed real solution to your hair issues? Whether you have a receding hairline, bald spots, or thinning hair, Advanced Hair has the real solution to give you back your own natural growing hair. Hey, it's Mark Aram here. Not a pill or a lotion subscription that helps retain what you have. Instead, Advanced Hair offers the proven guaranteed solution that regrows your hair where it's currently gone. And it's guaranteed to grow for life. Takes just one visit, guys, but first you need a free consultation. Schedule now. Don't wait. 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com. And if you move forward, you get $250 off plus 250 free grafts. One-day treatment, life-changing results, your own natural hair guaranteed to grow online at advancedhair.com.
Got a leaky pipe, heating or cooling issue? Ace Hardware Home Services is around the corner with everything you need to fix it, including the expert to do the fixing. We're not just the helpful hardware folks, we're the helpful home service and repair folks too. From plumbing to heating and cooling, the licensed and insured experts at Ace Hardware Home Services are ready to keep your home running smoothly all year long. Online at acehardwarehomeservices.com or call 770-233-7787.
The garage door springs that come standard with most homes don't last. And when they fail, it's not just inconvenient, it's dangerous. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello at A1 Garage Door Service. Our springs are the toughest in the industry, backed by our lifetime warranty. That's right, fix them once and you're covered for life. Don't risk your family's safety or your peace of mind. Let A1 replace your springs before they become a problem. From repairs to upgrades, it's A1 from day one.
A1 from day one.
Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, riding down Santa Claus Lane.
The United States has again started a draft lottery, and the famous first pick tonight is September 14th, the first birthday that now is designated 001.
That's CBS News correspondent Roger Mudd. 56 years ago today, Keep Elvis up, Longoria, while I talk over this, if you don't mind. 56 years ago today, Deborah, for the first time in 27 years, the U.S. government instituted a draft lottery in order to boost troop levels in Vietnam. I remember signing up in high school for selective services. Did you have to do that? Did girls have to do that?
No, girls didn't, but my brother did. I think
Okay.
it was just the boys. But my uncle was selected in part of the Vietnam draft
Yeah,
lottery. Yeah.
I can only imagine what it was like. The low draft numbers. You know, I only know from movies. Yeah. And speaking of movies, I don't know what I was watching, but I thought about this. So I'm 52 years old and in the worst shape of my life. But if we were literally in war and they needed soldiers, like, I'd be happy to protect our nation. But there's no way I would get through boot camp. Oh, I was watching that show. Boots.
Yeah.
Right. There's no, when I was 17 or 18, yeah, I would have gotten 51-year-old Mark Aram. Is that how old I am? 51-year-old Mark Aram. I wouldn't last an hour in boot camp, but I'd still like to serve. Is that a
There's
possibility?
plenty of stuff to do that's not on the line, maybe, right?
But does
Like,
everyone have to go through boot camp?
I think so. Yeah, I only know from movies, too. I assume everyone has to go through boot camp.
Yeah.
But they have, like, radio stations. I can do that.
Yeah. I mean, put me on I'll shoot. I can shoot.
Well, I'd get stuck translating.
You'd get, Deborah would be stuck translate. But I was like, I would definitely want to help the cause, but they'd have to give me a waiver, a boot camp waiver. They're like, look at me and be like, all right, you want to help,
We
fine.
still have USO. Can we be part of the entertainment, maybe?
Yeah, I want to get in the muck. Like, I want to be out there.
In the literal trenches.
Yes. I just can't. I can handle that. I can't handle boot camp. Does that make any sense?
No, I get it. Like, we think once you're there, you'll be okay, but it's all the physical training ahead of
Understood.
time. Yeah.
Understood. Anyway, those are the crazy things that pop into my head. All right, this is a crazy thing. If you remember my fascination with Graham Hancock's documentary series on Netflix, he spent like 2 or 3 episodes talking about Easter Island. Rapa Nui is the official name of the island. And apparently that one of these Easter Island mysteries has been solved thanks to drones, Deborah.
Yeah, this is really cool because we've all seen the big statues,
Yeah.
and everyone wants to know, how did they get them to where they are? Did they move them some way? People talk about them walking. Is it aliens or whatever? So researchers were able to use like 11,000 drones to take all these pictures and create a 3D map of Easter Island, and it shows where the main quarry is, where they got the stones.
Yeah.
There's all these different workshops, and basically these had these groups of families that made the statues individually, and then they were able to move them to wherever they ended up. But they're saying about 15 to 25 people worked on each individual statue. It's pretty. If you look at the photos, have you looked at them yet?
Oh, yeah.
They're pretty cool.
It's the big question is that the unanswered question that the drones haven't answered is, when did humans arrive on Rapa Nui? Like in Graham Hancock's thing, like they dated banana seeds from 3,000 years ago that had to have been planted by humans, but the carbon dating only shows that humans were there like 1,200 years ago. It's a crazy. I'd love to go there. My mom's friend Jerry actually went to Easter Island. She's a world traveler. I was like, that would be a pretty cool destination. Could we do a remote broadcast from Rapa
You
Nui?
go with Peter? Or
Peter
travel?
Greenberg.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, not North Korea. Yes.
I was like, yeah. All right. I bet Peter's been to Easter Island. All right. News, weather, and traffic in 3. When we come back, Christmas music means Clark's Christmas Kids is just around the corner. We'll preview it. The man himself, Clark Howard, next on The Mark Aram Show.
Scott Slade here to talk to you about your health, and I think it's real important to talk about what is most likely to kill you. Heart disease is the #1 killer of Americans, and the older we get, the more prevalent it is. But you can reduce your risk. Eat right, don't smoke, exercise, and be informed about what's going on in your own body. Like lots of potentially serious health problems, if you catch heart disease early, you vastly increase your chances of living a longer life. And that's where virtual imaging comes in. Virtual imaging scans take less than 10 minutes and screen with 98% accuracy for heart disease. Other scans, including brain and full body, are available too. Virtual imaging is locally owned and operated in Atlanta for over 15 years, so they can make you this terrific offer. A complimentary heart scan for you and your spouse with a few minimum requirements. So don't put this off. I've done it. Call Virtual Imaging today for your free heart scan. 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-7226. Or visit their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
It's the end of the year. Time to look back and reflect. Look at all we did.
But look at all the things we meant to do, but never actually did. After all those tipsy New Year's promises, you didn't join the gym. You didn't get around to reading War and Peace. And apparently, you didn't do anything about this garage door that's still not working right. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. A quick repair will get your garage door back in shape, no matter how much you eat. No crazy diets, just a smooth, quiet door going up and down like it should. And after all of your friends have bailed on their gym memberships, you'll have a garage door that works like a charm for several New Years to come. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and I'll throw in my copy of War and Peace. I mean, who am I kidding?
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Hey, this is Mark Aram for Rocco's European Garage, where I've been taking my car for service and repair for years. If you own a Benz, Beamer, Porsche, or Audi and want your vehicle serviced right, quickly, and for good value, go to Rocco's European Garage. Their certified techs will pamper your vehicle like it's their own, and their work won't void your car's warranty. Pricing better value than the dealership, and they won't try to oversell you on what your car needs. Take your car to one of the 6 convenient locations or online, roccoseuropeangarage.com.
If you're seeing cracks in the walls upstairs, downstairs, or outside, maybe even a door not closing, call the Foundation Repair Specialist. Hi, it's Mark Beckham here with Atlanta Ramjack, and we are your leading foundation repair experts. Set up your free estimate right now at atlantaramjack.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 11:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news sponsored by Main Street Auto. Happening right now, a manhunt underway for an armed and dangerous inmate, Timothy Shane. He slipped away while at Grady for a mental evaluation. The Rockdale County Sheriff's Office says he stole an SUV, which was parked in the area, got into an accident, then ran away. The owner of that stolen SUV says that a Glock handgun was stolen from the vehicle. Shane has a history of taking off from police, plus felony, drug, and weapons charges. He's described as a white man, 5'9", and has a buzz cut. You can see his picture at WSBRadio.com. Anybody who spots him being asked to call 911. Your weather for today, cloudy and cool, headed for a high of only 49 degrees today. Rain showers late this evening, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. She'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up in about 2 minutes. Well, a big water main break is causing some major headaches and giving some students the day off. The city schools of Decatur sending students home today, all of them, because of that water main break. DeKalb County Watershed responding to a 36-inch water main break this morning on Midway Road. There's no timetable for when repairs will be completed. The water main also impacting 3 DeKalb County schools. Those students are being relocated to unaffected schools for the remainder of the school day there in DeKalb County. Pretrial hearings are taking place today for murder suspect Luigi Mangione. Mangione has pleaded not guilty to both state and federal charges for the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Today's hearing is on the state charges and whether key evidence is admissible at trial. We'll be watching. The White House unveiling the Home is Where the Heart Is theme for its annual Christmas decor. According to the White House, the decorations were picked in honor of the enduring American spirit of generosity, patriotism, and gratitude. White House officials say that every detail was selected by the First Lady, Melania Trump, and the display also highlights her Fostering the Future campaign, which aims to support youth in the foster care community. The unveiling comes as public tours of that White House, which were paused in August for ballroom construction, are set to resume tomorrow. And are you shopping today? It is Cyber Monday. Jim Krosula says shipping companies are ready.
Cyber Monday sales are expected to be strong, while retail analysts say Black Friday sales were up more than 4% from the same day a year ago. Craig Foreman is an executive with the shipping company DHL.
We're seeing order sizes coming in about the same as last year, but the value of those orders are up as high as 10% year on year.
Foreman says, among other things, apparel sales are doing well this early holiday shopping period.
All right, let's check your investments. We're in the red this morning. The Dow's down almost 0.5%. NASDAQ, S&P also in negative territory. It's 11:33. That means it's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Alex Williams in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
Hey, Sabrina, quite a mess up through downtown. Travel advisory, crash 75-85 northbound just before you get up to I-20, and it is blocking up to 3 center lanes, so very slow back toward Langford Parkway. Use Highway 29, Metropolitan Parkway, some alternates to get you around that. Once you get north of there, there's a crash that's impacting the HOV lane, 75-85 north up at Peachtree Pine Street. Crash clear cleared 85 southbound near 17th Street, and still watching the brake lights into McDonough, 75 south out of Stockbridge, leaving Highway 138 down to a crash mostly off to the right past Jodico Road. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Mostly cloudy and cool today. Highs in the upper 40s. Rain showers return later this evening. Heavy at times overnight and tapering off tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, mostly cloudy, breezy, high 45. Potentially a hard freeze on Wednesday morning. Lows in the upper 20s. Wednesday afternoon, sunshine, high near 50.
47 degrees in Douglasville. Brookhaven has 48 degrees, and it's 47 in Mableton. We'll have more news at noon. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
He's the guy at the desk next to you.
We only want to be around people who think exactly like us.
He's your co-pilot for the ride home.
God forbid you actually converse about the world.
Eric Von Hessler.
Smash and conquer, my friend.
Eric Von Hessler.
Today at 3.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Still to come, the latest on the United States versus Venezuela, plus Clark's Christmas Kids. We get a preview from Clark himself coming up next on the Mark Arum Show.
Normally, they put a roof over your head, but this is the time of year that Findlay Roofing also puts presents under trees. Merry Christmas! It's Dave Baker, host of the Home Fix-It Show. My friends at Findlay Roofing, the Roof guys, are proud to support Clark's Christmas Kids again this year. Findlay will donate $100 from every roof replacement between now and December 14th. Findlay has committed to donate at least $15,000 to Clark's Christmas Kids. Santa would be proud, and Rufus is proud too. And if it's time to replace your roof, please think of Findlay first. With over 65,000 roofs replaced locally, they've mastered the process with impeccable, high-quality work. 'Tis the season to give yourself the gift of a new roof while helping give a Merry Christmas to local foster children. Get started right now. Schedule your free roof analysis at FindlayRoofing.com.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
The Original Mattress Factory wants to help elevate your sleep experience this holiday season. We'll be giving away a queen-size adjustable bed set in our Comfort and Joy raffle. When paired with our hand-built mattresses, our premium adjustable beds make everyday activities like reading and watching TV in bed more comfortable. Visit any OMF location by December 18th to enter and for all official rules. No purchase is necessary to win. The Original Mattress Factory, bringing you tidings of comfort and joy this holiday season.
Squirrels squatting in your attic will keep coming back, and so will Breda. And Breda's proud to sponsor Scotts Leach, Georgia, every Thursday on Atlanta's Morning News.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs. You ever know that you're my hero?
We interrupt all Christmas music all the time on the Mark Arum Show to wish Bette Midler a happy 80th birthday, 80 years old. I'm a fan of Bette Midler. That's the kind of music that I grew up listening to, that my parents listened to. But she was a good actress.
I like Bette Midler.
Yeah.
She's got this movie called Big Business, and it's not even a good movie, but I love it.
Let me write that down.
I don't know
Shady.
that you'll like it. It's a comedy, but I absolutely love it.
She was down out in Beverly Hills. She was amazing in that. I'm a fan.
Beaches. All the girls love beaches.
Yeah.
Not me so much.
Understood.
But, yeah.
Anyway, happy 80th birthday to Bette Midler. Going to get to Clark Howard in a second, but I want to update what's going on between the United States and Venezuela. The president will hold a meeting later today about the next steps on Venezuela. CBS CBS's Stacey Lynn's at the White House.
President Trump is expected to convene with key members of his cabinet and national security team in the Oval Office around 5, presumably to discuss the increased pressure campaign on Venezuela. The meeting comes after the president issued a warning on social media this weekend, essentially telling airlines to avoid Venezuelan airspace. Trump also confirmed he had spoken with President Maduro over the phone, but didn't elaborate on what they discussed.
Yeah, obviously a huge story. The news team will monitor throughout the day here on 95.5 WSB. I don't know if you are aware, but Clark's Christmas Kids now officially old enough to run for president of the United States. Happy 35th birthday to Clark's Christmas Kids.
Thank you. I mean, it is amazing to think about when this started. It was just kind of a seat of the pants thing. Hey, let's go do something for kids at Christmas. And now it's this huge production.
It started in the family truckster, right? A station wagon that you owned back 35 years ago.
It was actually one little station van.
Okay.
That we were so thrilled. We filled it with toys after a week of broadcasting at. Where did we broadcast the first 2 years?
Was it at the mall?
At the mall!
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, there used to be these places you went to called malls. And so we were at a different mall each day, and people brought us gifts. And we thought, wow, this is great. Look at this whole van full of toys. Now we need every day tractor trailer trucks.
That's insane.
To haul away the generosity of the gifts that our listeners donate for children in foster care across the state.
And for folks that are new to the area or listening abroad on the WSB radio app and you're not familiar with Clark's Christmas Kids, the real simple version is, and it's not a simple process, this is a year-long endeavor with Clark and his elves and all the volunteers, but every year Clark and his staff gets a Christmas wish list from every foster kid in the state of Georgia. The kids get to request 3 gifts to wake up Christmas morning under the tree and see those gifts, and it's up to you, generous listeners, and the Clark Howard team to make sure those Christmas lists go fulfilled. And it's a Herculaneum effort, but even more so this year. How many more kids are now in foster care than last year?
We have over 2,000 more children to take care of this year than last year. And this is a lot to get done because we're the only program in the United States that allows children to go from, I mean, they can't pick a Ferrari. They're pre-printed lists that are age appropriate. So based on the age of the child, they can pick one gift from list 1, one gift from list 2, and one gift from list 3. One is a modest gift, one is a moderately priced gift, and the other is a really nice gift. And these kids are used to nothing ever happening for them that's good. And this is something where the kids can't believe it. They ask for something and they actually get it from Santa. And you, our generous listener, are Santa. And we get money donated from people in all 50 states every year.
That's your reach, right? The Clark Howard reach.
Well, I mean, the Christmas reach.
Yes, that too.
It's not me.
Yeah.
Is that this speaks to people in all 50 states. And we fully disclose, Mark, this is for children in foster care in Georgia. And we get money from everywhere in the country because it's for kids.
It has not stopped my parents in Connecticut donating online every year at clarkschristmaskids.com because while it's so stupendous for the foster kids, I know firsthand it's also awesome for us because I wake up Christmas morning and I know, all the kids that I got gifts for are opening their gifts, right? They're getting the tablet or the football or whatever they requested. So it's just such an amazing feeling to wake up Christmas morning and know that the foster kids are getting the gifts they asked for.
Those 30-something thousand gifts, it'll be upper 30,000 this year in gifts total, that happen because of our listeners.
Yeah.
And we'll be in 3 stores.
3 Walmarts.
3 Walmarts. And other than that, everything's online.
And we
and
have
so people can do whichever they prefer.
We have a cavalcade of stars that will be at the various Walmart locations with you, Clark. I'll
the
be
only
there.
one that people ever ask me about is wherever you're going to be.
Not true. We're going to have Fred Blankenship and Linda Stouffer coming out and Dave Baker and everyone at WSB Radio chips in because it's such a phenomenal event and it's so meaningful. And it's literally for the foster kids that without your generosity won't get those Christmas gifts.
So you can go on right now to clarkschristmaskids.com and you see the names of all the children, whatever age you're interested in buying for, from newborn all the way to age 17. And you can pick out 1 gift, 2 gifts, 3 gifts, whatever works for your wallet. If you are in a situation money's really, really short, do as little as you can, and it'll mean a lot to a child. If you've had a great year, if this has been a wonderful year for you, I want you to do as much as is reasonable for you to do. So the idea is we can all participate from whatever amount you can afford. If you can afford $1, give us $1. If you can afford a lot of dollars with zeros after them, we want those dollars because, I mean, you look at the math equation, it's a lot of money. I mean, we've raised somewhere around $50 million in donations in cash or in toys and
that's over the
gifts.
35 years?
Over the 35 years. And
that's a bottom-heavy list, too, because there wasn't millions that first year at the mall. But
right.
It's been getting exponentially bigger over the 35 years.
And the toys are more expensive than they used to be.
True.
Let me tell you.
By the way, too, if you're donating money, Clark's going to make sure it's not wasted. Like, you are going to get the best deals out there. Clark is not going to go to FAO Schwartz to fulfill these Christmas lists.
No. Every dollar you donate goes directly to buying a gift.
Yes.
There's no money that is taken away
overhead,
or anything like that. Yeah.
Clark'sChristmasKids.com. Clark, I can't wait to see you at Walmart. Clark'sChristmasKids.com or Clark.com for all of the invaluable information that you pass along to the listeners. Always good to see you, my friend.
Great to see you.
3 locations for the live broadcast, Deborah. Sunday, December 7th at the Walmart in Roswell, 970 Mansell Road. Saturday, December 13th at the Walmart in Duluth on Pleasant Hill Road. And the one I'll be at. I'm probably going to be at all of them. I can't stay away. I love this event so much. But I am duty-bound to go to the last one, Sunday, December 14th, the Walmart in Marietta, as Clark says, near the Big Chicken. Near the Big Chicken. But I'll be there to close things out. That's Sunday, December 14th. Who am I kidding? I'm going to be at all of them because it's such... You've been there, Deborah. You know how amazing it is.
It is nice to meet everybody and the people that come out for the first time
Yeah.
and realize what they're doing. And when people bring their kids out, and I think kids really understand what's going on, it's a fun experience.
The Grinch himself would get in the Christmas spirit at Clark's Christmas Kids. By the way, is Walter Goggins the new Grinch, or is he just doing that on commercials?
I think it's just commercials.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because he's
everywhere right now.
He is blowing up. Good for him. Georgia kid. He went to.
You've had him on before.
Yeah. Georgia Southern, maybe. Don't yell at me. I forgot. But he went to college with a buddy of mine. So very cool. All right, so again, Clark'sChristmasKids.com. And you don't have to wait. You can donate now. If you can't make it out to the Walmarts where Clark will be broadcasting from, you can donate online at Clark'sChristmasKids.com. 11:46 on the Mark Arum Show. I've got 2 amazing raccoon stories that I'm going to talk about. That's a hell of a tease, Alex Williams.
Yeah, tough to top that, Mark, right now. I do have some better news, though. Earlier crash, 7585 northbound, just before I-20 exit 247. It has been moved mostly off to the right. It was in 3 center lanes, still jammed up, leaving Langford Parkway, but those delays hopefully will start to improve. What's not improved is the ride on the south side, 75 southbound. Still nothing but brake lights starting just before Highway 138 down to Hudson Bridge Road, exit number 224 there in Stockbridge. And the right lanes are slowing on the West Freeway inbound, 20 eastbound between Fulton Industrial Boulevard and I-285, that west side perimeter. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
When we came up with the idea for Clark's Christmas Kids 35 years ago, I told myself we were going to help every foster child across the state. But we need your help. To find out how you can make a child's Christmas wishes come true, visit WSBRadio.com.
At Rocco's European Garage, they specialize in providing full service and repair for any Mercedes, BMW, Porsche, Land Rover, or European vehicle. Hey, it's Mark Arum here. Visit one of their 6 locations for top-notch customer service, including clear upfront pricing, your approval prior to beginning work, and a 3-day appointment window to get you back on the road quicker. Your vehicle fixed right the first time with shuttle service for more convenience, always a better value than the dealership. So do what I do and get your car serviced at Rocco's European Garage.
Hey guys, are you striking out in the bedroom? Because pills like Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra just don't work anymore. Here's how Choice Men's Health is solving PE and ED issues. Meet Dr. Katz, the expert in men's health.
Hi, I'm Dr. Katz, Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Choice Men's Health offers safe, custom-blended medications designed to fit your needs. There is no pain or surgery. It doesn't matter how old you are or if you have diabetes, high blood pressure, or prostate issues. Not a problem. It's safe and affordable for everyone. You'll see results in 15 minutes guaranteed, or you don't pay anything. Solve the problem of ED and PE now.
For a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are free. Call now, 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170. To claim your initial consultation and first treatment for free. Call Choice Men's Health now. 404-400-1170.
Okay, things you can do on your deck. You can grill on your deck. You can have a hot tub on your deck. You can spend time with friends on your deck. You can... Oh, wait, what? You don't have a deck, or you'd like a nicer deck? I get it. You want just the right deck for you. You know, you need Ben Hill Renovations. Dave Baker here. Ben Hill Renovations have over 60 years experience building just the right deck, offering superior craftsmanship and a high quality of work while delivering your perfect deck built within your budget. They offer many options, different styles, different decking materials, different colors and finishes. Not sure what you like? Visit their showroom in Douglasville and see all your choices with your own eyes. And every Ben Hill deck is built up to code and backed by the Ben Hill Renovations Workmanship Warranty. You live life on your deck. Visit bhrenovations.com today and schedule a free design consultation at your home. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
Picture it, your holiday table, the family cooking together, the scent of golden brown bread, rosemary from roasted potatoes, and a salad so crisp it snaps. This season at Kroger, make the moments that matter possible with quality that's affordable in every aisle. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Right now, select 6 to 8 ounce varieties of Kroger cheese are on sale. 3 for $5 when you buy 3 with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Take advantage of Zerez Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning's biggest sale of the year. From now until December 1st, get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned for just $99. You heard that right. Get 3 rooms expertly cleaned by Zerez for just $99. Using our non-toxic ZR water, Zerez cleans better than soaps and leaves 0 residue behind. Hurry, appointments are filling fast, so mention WSB Radio to get 3 rooms for just $99. Schedule online at ZerorezAtlanta.com. Zerorez, it's the right way to clean.
This is Jonathan Geller at D. Geller & Son Jewelers with my dad, Mike. And Dad, how do you know you've got the right gift before you give it?
You get it at D. Geller & Son. We've been helping Atlanta get it right since 1939 with real jewelry experts to walk you through Atlanta's best selection.
Whether it's silver and diamond stocking stuffers for $95, diamond hoops for $13.95, or one-of-a-kind showstoppers.
For the best selection, best quality, and best value.
Trust D. Geller & Son in Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Maybe you haven't heard about us. We're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless has you paying for more data than you might need. Why? They might want you to cover the costs of younger people who do use all that data. If you're not using the data, you're probably being used. We've heard time and time again that some Big Wireless customers get stuck paying hundreds and even thousands more for years and years because they think it's hard to switch. Not with us. It takes just about 20 minutes and you can change your plan anytime without extra charges. We use the same towers as the big guys, so you'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Our plans start at just $20 a month, and for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
I'm sure that you'll forgive me if I don't enthuse.
Dean Martin? Is that Dean Martin? Yeah. Blues. 11:52 on the Mark Arum Show. Still have not heard my favorite, the best Christmas song of all time. Maybe it'll be on the show tomorrow. I apologize if I haven't talked about this. Apparently, this news broke within the last hour or so. A federal appeals court has disqualified President Trump's former personal attorney, Alina Habba, from serving as U.S. Attorney for New Jersey. The news team will follow that breaking news. They are not going to follow these two raccoon stories, though. You're going to only hear these on the Mark Arum Show. First off, this is a local raccoon story. It's not a feel-good story. It started out as a feel-good story, but it quickly goes south, Deborah.
Yeah, so a man notices there's an injured raccoon on the road, and he wants to help it, right? It's not going to be roadkill. He picks it up.
It was like making, sounds like
yeah,
it was hurt.
Sick or hurt or whatever, but he decides to pick up this raccoon, and I like the raccoon noise, by the way. He picks up this raccoon, but he doesn't really have anything to put it in. Like, there's nothing in his car where he can contain it. So he decides he's going to wrap it up in his coat, and he holds it against his chest, like, you know, like if you were holding a baby almost. But while he's driving to get to this animal center, apparently the raccoon wakes up or it gets scared, and it's freaking out because it's in a coat against some rando's chest, right? And so the raccoon starts scratching it, biting the guy in the face. But he doesn't continue to the animal center. Instead, he goes home, gets a blanket and some duct tape. That way he can hold the raccoon a little bit better, and then he gets back on the road to this wildlife center.
He's trying to do a good thing. He sees a wounded animal. It's a raccoon. They got fingers. Like, they're adorable little trash pandas. He's trying to help him out. The thing's biting him. He wraps it up in duct tape, brings it to this animal facility.
And they're basically like, we can't take this animal. This isn't the animals that we're looking for. And there's a lot of back and forth. They agree to help him out. They take him to another wildlife facility, and they realize after some testing, this thing has rabies. Well, the guy that brought the raccoon in didn't give his real name, didn't want to give his information or anything, and they don't really know why, but finally someone kind of tracked him down and says, you need to get some rabies shots.
Yeah. That was my biggest fear as a kid, getting rabies shots. They made it sound like that was the worst thing ever. All right, that's no good deed goes unpunished kind of thing. But there was a raccoon story last week that we didn't get to. This is crazy. Scientists say that raccoons are becoming close to being domesticated animals. Like, they could someday be pets. And I guess it's because their faces are starting to change. They're showing signs of domestication.
Yeah, that's part of it. Well, their whole thing is like, because there's so much access to food, right? They love to get in trash.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so easy for them to find it now. They're not hunting the way traditional raccoons had to hunt. And this is changing the way they have to smell, use their snout, I guess, to find food. And so that's how they're saying they're becoming more domesticated, almost like dogs were years ago.
Exactly.
You know, dogs were wild animals until
they come
humans
to the campfire and
started
then
giving them food, and now we all have pet dogs. So maybe in another couple hundred years, I don't know, we'll have pet raccoons.
Maya wants one now.
A raccoon?
She wants a pet raccoon so badly. And I'm like, what about Soba? And she's like, oh, Soba would be fine with it.
No, Soba's going to be mad jealous.
I want a raccoon because they have hands. And I could be like, hey, go grab me a beer. You know, train the raccoon to open the fridge, grab a beer, open it. They have the functioning thumbs. The dolphins. One more animal story. Apparently, dolphins at one point had thumbs.
No, they're finding a new dolphin, and they're thinking it's a deformity, but they found some new dolphins, and it looks like part of the flipper is developing what they're calling is a thumb. It's kind of this hooked shape, and they're saying it's because of a genetic defect.
Oh.
But if you just look at it, it looks like these dolphins have thumbs.
Nature's amazing. I would love a raccoon for a pet. Have you seen the greatest video of all time? I know you saw it, Longoria, because I watched it a million times when it came out. This guy living in, rural Wisconsin goes out on his back porch with a bucket of hot dogs, and all these raccoons come on, and you remember that video?
I think so.
It's one of the great. I'm going to find it and post it on social media. It's one of the greatest. 100 raccoons come up for feeding time on this dude's back porch. He just has a bucket of hot dogs, and he's just handing them one, and they just take it peacefully. Great. All right. Pet raccoons. That's what your kid wants for Christmas.
Longoria's Fact of the Day.
All right, today is National Pie Day. And did you know Oliver Cromwell banned pies in 1644 because he considered them a pagan form of pleasure? The ban was not lifted until 1660.
Pies are a pagan form of pleasure?
Like the movie American Pie.
Well, then call me a pagan. There was pies on Thanksgiving.
I brought a pie in for the guys on Friday.
I missed that. But there was a mincemeat pie.
Oh, I like a mincemeat pie.
I didn't have the courage to.
Really?
Yeah, I was even asking.
Not even a little one?
Maya's aunt, the baker. I'm like, what exactly is going on? And then
I think you'd like it.
Then her uncle gave me the backstory of mincemeat, and I was like, nah, it doesn't appeal to me.
It's a little different now.
Yeah, I hope so. Anyway, I thought National Pie Day was March 14th.
That's the other pie day.
That's the other pie day. All right, good job, Longoria. Will that get you started the show?
And
We don't
now,
know.
are you guys ready for the Mark Aram Star of
Getting
the
close to the
Show?
end of the year. I know, too, first off, my dad's getting one. He got rid of the sty in my eye by telling me to put Earl Grey tea bag on my eyelid. It worked. Unbelievable. What a great holistic remedy. Call Dr. Joe and see if he recommends that as well. Sanjay lent me his car. I'm no longer carless. Thank you, Sanjay. Let's see. Erickson, Emily Nicole, Nancy Cortez, Stephen Portnoy, all our guests. Yeah, that's it. None of us. We're coming down to the nitty-gritty.